The day from CMR.
Brought to you by J. Michael Fashion for everyone. Headlines. Good morning, Sandy.
Hello.
Hey, good morning, Blake and Aaron. How are you guys doing today? This beautiful Friday.
Yeah.
Happy Friday.
Happy Friday.
All right. So, some big court news this morning. Several men have been found guilty of manslaughter in the killing of former prison officer Mr. Harry Elliott. You guys might remember that, unfortunately, Mr. Elliott was really just in the wrong place at the wrong time. So
Yeah.
Justin Kyle Jackson, age 25, and Eric Brian William Soto, age 22, were charged with the killing of the retired prison officer, and they've both been found guilty of manslaughter. They were both charged with murder. However, a jury found them guilty of the lesser offense.
Why is that?
So, because murder, you've got to prove more. You've got to prove like a degree of planning and premeditation and yes, all those legal things. So, but such a sad, very, very sad situation. It was such a nice man.
Do you know what the sentencing is on that?
It's still going to be substantial time. I don't know exactly what they will get, but
When is the sentencing?
20, 25 years. The actual sentencing. Ooh, I'm not sure that. Hold on one second. I'm not sure that we have that information yet, but I can get that for you. Normally, it's going to take a few months. Sentence on January 25th. There you go.
Nice.
Yes, because they need all sorts of, social inquiry reports and everything else where these guys will claim they've had such a rough life. So there have been a few staff changes at the Ministry of Tourism. So congratulations, promotions for Oliver Parker, who went from being the Deputy Chief Financial Officer to the Chief Financial Officer. And also Miss Jill, I think it's pronounced Jillian Cayasso, who is the new Assistant Human Resources Manager. So well done to both of those. They've worked hard professionally and are being rewarded for their hard work and dedication.
Oh.
Yes, if you still use the airport, please note that the post office location will be closed.
Okay, I was like, we still
Saturday.
use the airport.
I mean, no, sorry.
I just used it.
Not the airport.
We still use the airport. Oh, yeah, no.
What,
I
that plane's-
The
prefer,
post office.
I prefer the boat.
I know. I was looking at the name, airport post office, and of
Yeah.
course,
I'm using the train now.
Yeah, yeah. The high-speed train from here to Florida.
I know, right? So yes, the airport post office will be closed this Saturday, and they will resume normal business operations on Monday at 8 a.m.
They're just taking a Saturday off.
Yeah, every other
I'm
Saturday.
sure that they have something to do. They just didn't tell us
Maybe
what
they
it
have
was.
to use. Maybe they have to use the airport.
Maybe.
Yeah, everybody's taking a trip.
Yeah.
All right. So big congratulations to the Ministry of Education. They have introduced so that they've completed their compulsory education. Sorry, Caymanians who've completed their compulsory education and wish to gain additional skills in TVET. So that's all of your technical vocational education and training, have an opportunity now to get a grant from the ministry for the amount of $15,000 per year. So this is good. It covers any tuition fees, course materials, and required equipment. And to be eligible for courses, they have to be at least 18 months or less and offered by registered local private institutions. So again, expanding the availability of funds for anyone who wishes to pursue, some of the vocational training offerings. So congratulations. That's a great idea. Those are your news headlines this beautiful Friday morning.
Have a great weekend. We'll see you Monday.
Thank you. Stay dry.
All right. It is time.
All right, folks, it's going to be difficult to stay dry today. I can tell y'all that already. Let me just grab some links. And we got about 30 seconds. And then, we're going to get started here. Give me 1 second, folks. All right. Wow. A rainy day today. Weather forecast. No looking bueno.
Bigger, better, bolder. The cold, hard truth is taking talk to the next level. Right here on Bobo 89.1 FM, Cayman's Community Radio.
We are still spilling the tea.
And committed to being part of the change that Cayman so desperately needs. Join Sandy Hill weekdays from 7:30 a.m. for Premier Access, Cayman Voices, Truthful Thursdays, and much more. Cayman's #1 talk show is now bigger, better, bolder, and more than talk. Getting results with hot topics, consumer reports, court exposés, and more.
I've come to set the record straight. I've come to shine the light on you. Let me introduce myself. I am the cold, hard truth.
Now, from the CMR studio in Grand Cayman,
Live, direct.
it's the cold, hard truth. Now, join the conversation on 345-936-2626.
That number again is
345-936-2626.
All right. Good morning. Good morning. Happy Friday, everyone. How are you guys doing? What a beautiful rainy day it looks like we are in store for. It is lots of, good morning. Somebody's telling me some background music on the radio. Give me 1 second here. Let me just tell Chuck what's going on. So yes, amazing. Hold on 1 second. Good morning, Chucky. All right, hold on, radio folks. Okay. Yes. So what an amazing, it looks like we're gonna get, oh, it fixed already. Yeah, Chuck is on it. Yeah, boy. Don't worry. Chuck got it. All right, folks. So it looks like it is going to be, just looking at my window. I don't know what's outside your window. I see nothing but cloud coverage and rain in the forecast for today. Should we check the official weather report? I feel like it's not even necessary because, look at that rain. Our plants need it. And, without the rain, we would never appreciate the sunshine. Can I just tell you? Let me just check weather. Hold on 1 second. I'll tell y'all what the deal is with the weather today. I'm going to say it's probably an 80% chance of rain, but let's see. Cloudiness and isolated showers. They don't look isolated to me. Are expected across our region. Or area, in association with a prefrontal system and an area of low pressure over the Western Caribbean. Further north, a high pressure, blah, blah, blah. Okay, forecast for us. Partly cloudy skies with cloudy spells and a 60% chance of showers and possible thunder. See, I would have guessed 80%, but that's why the experts are there to correct us. So they say 60%. Showers may be locally heavy at times, leading to flooding of low-lying areas, which means all of the Cayman Islands. And temperatures will rise to the upper 80s. Winds will be northeast 10 to 15 knots, with highest gusts, and seas might be rough with wave heights from 4 to 6 feet. Small crafts should exercise caution over open water. So, okay. So yes, at the end of the day, that means you walk with your umbrella, your raincoat. A lot of people here don't actually use raincoats. I realize. Do I have a raincoat? I'm trying to remember. I know I've got one for Gigi. Gigi has a raincoat. I'm not sure if I have one. But anyway, yes. Okay, so walk with whatever you got. And because you're going to need it today. So good morning to everyone. We do have some guests who are going to be joining us here shortly. So we will wait upon their arrival. And in the meantime, let me just send out all of my links to the WhatsApp people. Okay. So another busy, productive day yesterday with my new venture. I was up and down and all over the place. My knees were actually kind of feeling it yesterday, honey chill, because I was doing stairs. Crickety, crickety, crickety. Radio gone. Oh, Lord. Let me let Chuck know. He has to restart. Again on a Friday? All right. At least this time, we have discovered what is causing it. Something on their end that they just need to restart everything. So bear with me while that's done. And then we can get it sorted out. All right. So we do have some guests coming on this morning. So first up, we're going to have the Cayman Classics folks. Let me just check and call in and see how he's going. We got so much going on with that event. It's amazing. So yeah, I think Chuck is going to have to restart because I can't be doing this every 5 minutes. Okay. All right. So let me send the links. Yeah, it's good now, but because it kicked me out, I suspect it's going to be that 5-minute thingamajig again. Ain't nobody got time for that, honey. Chill. We got a good hot show coming up. I can't be clicking on something every 5 minutes. You know, the time just goes by so quickly, folks. Just time in general. But anyway, so yesterday I was running up and down all over the place. Oh, big shout out to A.L. Thompson's. I appreciate you, honey. Chill. Appreciate all the offerings that you have where I can kind of do like one-stop shopping for a lot of stuff for my project. Big shout out to Miss Berna and her team and all the cashiers and even the security guard, Mr. Oh gosh, what's his name now? So friendly, really offered me a lot of assistance yesterday. So I do appreciate it. I'm trying to recall his name now. Oh my goodness. Oh, but he knows who he is. Very, very friendly and helpful young man, most importantly. So before our guests come on, you know, I'm so thankful for social media. And gosh, we're going to be talking about how social media is abused and used by people right here in the Cayman Islands a little bit later on in the show. But I must say that one of the interesting things that I have discovered for me is that I can learn a lot from social media. Sometimes I learn what not to listen to, if that makes any sense. I learn what not to pay attention to. There's certain things you just don't listen to. You know, all this misinformation that's out there. But I find really learn things that I didn't even know. So I tell you what, yesterday I was having a listen to, I was actually just scrolling through social media and I came across the funeral homepage and I was so sad to hear that former prison director, Mr. Dwight Anthony Scott had passed away. I legit had no idea. Oh my gosh, this was so sad. Mr. Scott was always such a pleasant gentleman. You know, every time I saw him, he went out of his way to say hello and, you know, have a little chat. And I had no idea that he had passed away apparently on October the 6th, almost a month ago now. So sad. So I want to just extend my condolences to his family and his loved ones. My goodness. So yeah, the things that you learn by paying attention to social media, you know. So rest in peace to Mr. Dwight. My goodness, so sad. Yeah. Oh my goodness. What a king. What to do? All right, folks. Let's say good morning to everyone that is here. Oh, today is let's do some birthday greetings. I need my birthday jingle. Hold on a second. Let me find a good picture of this one. Where's the picture? Send me a picture. I thought somebody sent me a picture yesterday, but I don't actually see it. So big happy birthday. Hold on. Let me grab a photo. Another reason why I love social media. Social media can be abused or misused, but it can be used for a lot of amazing things as well. So give me 1 second here. You guys are gonna laugh at how I'm going to introduce him. He doesn't actually have a whole lot of photos up. He's not one of those people who thinks too much of himself, to be honest. I mean, that came out wrong. When I say he doesn't think too much of himself, I mean he doesn't have an overinflated ego. Maybe that's a better word of saying it. A better way of saying it. So not that he doesn't, I'm sure he thinks a lot of himself, but not in a bad way. All right, so let's give a big shout out. Hold on, let me grab his little picture here, honey chill. Let us do a big shout out to none other than the one, the original, the only cow card carrying Mr. Ozzy Budden. Drum roll, please. There we go, Ozzy. Happy birthday to you. Wishing you many, many, many more amazing birthdays, dear sir. So yes, honey child. Cow cards. He made cow cards a thing again. Made us all remember. Well, I didn't even know what a cow card was until I heard this story about this cow card thing. Cow card, he swiped the man with a cow card, and I can't blame him, honey child. And the circumstances, it definitely sounded like the man deserved it. So 63rd birthday to the HSA's board chairman, Mr. Ozzy Budden, former minister and MP, and also a father, grandfather, husband, uncle, the works. So congratulations to Ozzy. I don't know if you guys remember that, but we had a very interesting interview with Ozzy during the last election when we did one of our, we were doing like a special series, Conversations with, and he's very, very interesting to talk to. I learned so much about him and his mom being such a stalwart Caymanian woman, just amazing, just an amazing story of the success story of women in this community and all of the wonderful and amazing things that they did and that they accomplished despite all the odds. Sometimes our women really rise to the occasion. So yes. Okay, let me just see. Let me just get our guest. So yeah, so happy birthday to Ozzy, and we wish you many, many, many more. So yeah, beautiful. Anybody else celebrating the birthday that we need to be aware of? Okay, let's just see here now. So good morning to Miss Vernita. Happy Friday. Evelyn is with us. We've got Leroy. Leroy, I meant to tell you something. I noticed that you call me a lot, but you call me on the wrong phone. So I have to apologize for actually never answering your phone call. You must be thinking like, what is up with Sandy? She never wants to talk to me. It's not that. It's just that the number that you call me on is actually one of my other business numbers. And so I don't answer it unless I know it's business. But I do see your messages and occasionally I'll respond to them. But you know what? Also, Leroy, I'm not really a person who has a lot of time to talk on the phone. So like if you send me a message or a voice note or whatever, I'll eventually get to it at some point. That's fine. But when you call me, child, I'll be so busy. Even at night, I'm like, oh, I can't answer no phone and talk to nobody right now. You know, sometimes people call me and I'd be like, listen, I just can't talk right now. I'm busy. Send me a voice note on WhatsApp. Good morning to Miss Barbara. Leroy is saying our justice system fails us every time. Well, we're going to talk about that, the outcome of that case a little bit later on. Good morning to Felicia. Good morning to Miss Patricia. Yes, he's going to have to restart the radio. Hold on one second. Please restart. Okay. All right. Yeah, he's going to have to restart it. I cannot do this every 5 minutes today. It just ain't happening, honey. Chill. So I'll just let Chuck know. They know what to do. Maybe I'll send this to Dave. So we now seem to kind of know what the issue is and how to fix it on their end. So wasn't it last Friday that it was doing it? The Friday thing. The system gets tired on a Friday. So I'll ask them to restart it and then we'll try to reconnect again. Sorry, folks. First Lady, good morning. Wishing everyone a blessed day. Leanna, good morning to you. First Lady, you said somebody was supposed to call me. I don't think anybody has called me though. But have them WhatsApp me. That might be better based on what I just said. Good morning to Miss Stephanie Brooks. We've got Alba here. Good morning, Alba. Stephen, thank you so much. Marshall. Gareth said they're isolated showers. Are you sure they're isolated? Because they look like they formed a team of cloud coverage this morning. Good morning to Miss Debbie. Miss Dean is in the house. We've got Leroy. He says the rain has started for him. Oh, yes, it started here too, honey child. Yes, coming down. Miss Amelia, good morning. Have you left yet? When are you leaving? Going a little trip. Ms. Dean says, I just got in, so I'm checking to see where everybody's sitting. Move up to the front of the classe today, folks. We got a lot to cover. And guess what? You guys are going to be amazed at some of the truth-telling bombs that we're going to be dropping today. Pow! Truth bomb. I need to get a bomb drop sound or a mic drop. Let me see if yeah, we might. Yeah, I'm gonna see what Kevin can do for me. All right. So, yeah, he says just use the kaboom. I know that kind of works for a lot of different things. Okay, you're right, Kevin. Kaboom! We're gonna be dropping something this morning. Good morning, Miss Dorothy. How are you, darling? Says extra time today, Miss Stacy. Get Sandy a big bottle. You know, I can't do any overtime today because I'm so busy right now. And let me have a sip of the apple cider. No. Let me wait till after my guest. Let's wait. Morning, Andy. Morning, Natasha. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Good morning to Miss Emma Aliano's here. Miss Corrine joining us in beautiful district of West Bay. The rain is coming down. Love me a good rainy day. Have a love-hate relationship with this weather this morning, killing my tours. Aw, yeah, but doesn't it make you just want to cuddle up and watch some Netflix or something? I don't want to go anywhere when I see this weather. What a hot mess. Okay, so let me just see here. Yep, so we got some, definitely got some stuff coming up for you. So, oh, my apologies. All right. So we got, they should be joining us here shortly. Let's see if we can get this radio stuff fixed beforehand, because our radio listeners, they'd be like, they'd be like, Sandy, I want to hear what's going on, honey child. Don't you be leaving us radio folks out of this. Yes. Don't you worry about that, honey child. Okay. Interesting. All right. This page isn't working. What on earth? Okay, so we're back. Hold on. Let me try to reconnect. All right, I think we're good. They've restarted. So keep an eye on it for me. Okie dokie. All right. What do you mean this page isn't working? What does that mean even? Okay. Hold on, folks. Let me just check something real quick. Okay. All right. So, all right, good stuff. Hold on one quick second. So let me just check in on something. All right, folks, let me see what is going on here now, honey chill. Okay. Very, very good. So, Aliano, snuggle up. I'll let you snuggle up in class. Auntie Sandy, are you calling any swingers today? No, sir. The swinger conversation is done. Stop obsessing your hand. There's something about you and obsessing a little bit with certain topics that you and I might need to talk. Morning, caller.
Good morning. How are you doing?
I'm not bad. How are you?
Good.
Nice.
Just a nugget to save someone some headache this morning.
You're sending somebody some headache?
I said just a little nugget.
Oh, okay.
To save someone some headache this morning.
Okay. Well, tell us what it is.
I did my driver training, 5 weeks driver training in Staffordshire in England. And every day it was just looking like outside.
Oh, like this kind of weather?
Yes, and listen, it rained every day.
My goodness.
And I was driving a Jaguar. It's a 6-cylinder Jaguar, and let me tell you, it rained every day.
Is that like a I don't know anything about cars, but would that be a convertible vehicle? Is that why it's important to tell us the make of it?
No, it's Jaguar. No, not. But listen.
Oh, why do I care if it's a Honda or Jaguar? I'm just wondering.
No. And I did not experience a skid. And I'm going to tell you why we did not experience a skid. Of course, it's a driver training, and you're trained not to experience a skid, because I'm going to tell you now, for listeners, you're driving on unfavorable road surface condition, and keep your distance.
Oh, yes, definitely. Highly recommended to take your time today for sure. Thank you so much for the good advice.
You may be driving in an area where you don't see the road is wet. And then you suddenly appear in an area where you see wet surface.
Very true.
Do not apply harsh braking, because there cause of braking where you see this area that is wet. Do not slam in your brakes sudden, because then you're gonna experience a skid.
Okay. We got you. Thank you for the advice.
Now, next thing, if you're in slow moving traffic and see where the rear tire is making contact with the road surface, you're following too close. Oh, it's called tailgating.
Something that happens a lot here, I should say. I see it all the time.
You make the driver feel uncomfortable. The one in front of you feels uncomfortable. You're following too close. And actually, you can get a ticket for it. It's called following too close. It used to be $25, but they don't have $25 ticket anymore. It's not $100.
Oh. Okay. All right. Thank you. Thank you so much.
the moment that person touch their brake, they're gonna end up in their rear end. So, wet road, keep your distance. On dry road is 1 vehicle length for every 10 miles per hour. And until road surface conditions, you double the distance. So
Okay.
that's the nugget to save you some headache.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
All right.
Thank you.
Have a good day.
You too, my dear. Thank you. Really appreciate it.
Okay, then.
All right, love.
Yes.
All right. So, yeah, some really salient advice there, folks. Please take your time on the roadways. And most importantly, slow down. There's nowhere that you need to get to in a hurry that is going to be worth you getting in a little fender bender or something worse. So just take your time, drive slow, honey child, drive like you're driving Miss Daisy. Take your time. Let me just see here. So I do believe that our guests are now ready for me. Okay. 1 second here. Okay. Uh-oh. Just 1 second for me. Oh my goodness. All right. So thank you again to our driving extraordinaire. And we are good. Okay. Okay. All right. Thank you, sir. Really appreciate the good advice. All right, first, folks, Cayman Classic is here. Are we waiting on anybody else, Mr. Victor, to join us? Let me just double check. Okay, so we've got Mr. Victor, Mr. Joe. Colin, are you logging on as well? Let me just verify who we're waiting on because we'll go ahead and get started. All right. Okay, give me 2 seconds. We're going to see who else is joining us. Good morning to Benji. Benji, are you hard at work this morning or are you off for the morning? Oh, I really appreciate Benji. He's such a hardworking young man. There's something to be said about people who just work hard and have a smile on their faces. All right. Yes, Colin is here. We're going to go ahead and pull everybody into the studio in just a second. Colin, are you ready?
Hi. Yes, I am.
Good morning. Mr. Joe, are you going to turn your camera off or are you going to leave your picture up? Let me know before I hit that button to pull you in.
I think he was trying to turn his off, I believe.
Okay. All right. Let's bring in you and Mr. Victor in the meantime, and then we can bring Mr. Joe in here shortly. So good morning to both of you. Thank you so much for coming on the program today. So we want to talk a little bit about this amazing project Colin and others have put on for how many years now has it been that Cayman Classics has been going on?
Since 2017.
Oh, wow. So this will be year number 8, if my math is correct.
Number 6.
Number 6. Oh, because COVID, you would have taken a break from COVID. Okay. All right. So this is amazing. So let me go ahead and bring in Mr. Joe. Mr. Joe, good morning.
Good morning.
How are you?
Great. How are you doing?
Oh, wonderful. No complaints at all. Thank you so much for joining us this rainy Friday morning here in the Cayman Islands. But we're so thankful to have you guys on as guests. We were just saying 6 years of doing Cayman Classics. And you guys have really, done a phenomenal job, and it continues to grow into quite an amazing event. So, Colin, in case somebody lives in a hole and they've never heard of the Cayman Islands basketball tournament called Cayman Classic, tell us a little bit about what this is.
Okay, thanks. Well, this is the brainchild of Coach Root and Joe, and Mr. Joe Wright, as you see on there. Joe is the CEO of Cayman Sports, and Coach Root is the president. And this is an NCAA Division One basketball tournament. And for many years, it was just a men's tournament. So you basically have, some of the top universities from the United States that will come to the Cayman Islands to participate in this tournament. And these games actually count towards their college season because, sometimes people might ask, well, why isn't a Cayman team playing in there, etc.? Well, that's because this is actually considered like part of their college season. Right, so that's why you'll only see those universities actually playing against each other, and so that's what's been happening, and they play in different parts around the world. So it's very fantastic that Joe and Coach were able to get these universities to choose the Cayman Islands as one of the destinations to play as well. So it's really huge.
So I'm glad that you explained how that works because, like you said, a lot of people might not appreciate all of the details of the event and what you guys put on. But I tell you what, it's such an amazing event. I had an opportunity last year to really enjoy a few of the games and meet some of the athletes. These guys are real professionals. Coach Voot, I mean, this is an amateur hour here. They work hard and they take the tournament extremely seriously. Can you tell us a little bit about some of the logistics of the tournament as well? Mr. Joe, I'm sure you can jump in here. And,
sure.
Yeah,
sure, Sandra. I'd like to do that because what happened, basketball in Cayman is growing really, really quickly. And most of the children, they want to play at the highest level. So we thought it best that if they want to do that, we can bring the people who play at the highest level amateurly so they can see where they have to reach before going on to NBA or WNBA. So by having these athletes come here and perform, children have the opportunity to see, right, what they can do and what they have to do at home in their absence to attain that level of basketball. So we think it's important. Plus, it's a great sports tourism component.
Wow.
Joe, would you like to add anything else?
Yes.
Well, this is what they call an MTE basketball tournament. So it's pretty much like once every year, these universities get to choose where they can go play in a major preseason basketball tournament. That means like the first part of the year, they get to go play in an MT tournament, which is 2 games or which is 3 games to come to an island or go to another big city like Vegas or California or Cayman Islands or the Bahamas. So we're lucky that we hired the best tournament directors out there as far as men's and women. And then we just put our contracts out to all these universities and let these head coaches decide on which tournament they go to. And we're lucky to have a good tournament director that they like our tournament. They like to come. They like to come to the Cayman Islands and experience something different. And this is only going on the 6th year. So a lot of schools and a lot of head coaches are jumping at the opportunity to come to the Cayman Islands and play in a three game tournament. So, they love the hotels, they love the accommodations, they love the people, they love the gymnasium. So, they love that clear white water. So what better place is there to come than the Cayman Islands? So we're growing at a rapid pace for other events as well to come to the Cayman Islands.
Yeah.
And just to add a bit to it, Sandra,
yes.
Just to let you know, because the people may not know, when a team comes once, they cannot come back within 4 years.
Oh, really?
That's one of the NCAA rules, yes. So if you notice, we have to find different teams to bring until that 4 years has passed. Because no team is allowed to travel to one destination within 4 years twice. So it's very interesting.
Okay.
So our tournament director have to dig deep.
Oh, yes. So a lot of the teams that I would have seen last year, they're not going to be here.
Right. If you check the schedule, you'll see it's a different lineup.
Okay.
Right. Now let me have a little word about that. Well, we had a situation that happened with the tournament, another tournament that was coming on this year, And so what happened was that tournament didn't make. That means that they didn't get enough teams. So the team that has been to our tournament before signed called the NCAA and got a special waiver to join a tournament that they preferred to come to. So we got lucky and got one of the same teams to come back. That's going to be University of Akron. Since since the other tournament didn't make, and it got so late in the year that the NCAA granted them another opportunity to go play in another tournament, and they chose us. So we're happy that they're coming. This will be their third trip that they'll be coming down this year. So a lot of the fans that are coming might know this team, but other than that, you can't come. It's once every 4 years.
Okay. All right. So tell us some of the exciting teams that's coming. I see we've got a Mr. Aaron. Is he joining the show this morning as well? Colin, he's one of your.
No, it's just three of us.
Oh, okay. All right. So I think Mr. Aaron is early for the next segment. Okay. No worries. I was like, wait a minute, Mr. Aaron. All right. So tell us a little bit then about some of the teams that you've got in this lineup for this year.
Okay. You want to start with men's or women?
Let's start with the men's, although we're going to talk about
the men first. You see it.
Yeah, we're going to talk about the women specifically here in a second.
Okay. Who's going to start it off? How about I start off with the first three teams? We have a good field of men's teams coming in. We have University of Marshall that's coming in, which is a very good team. They're always pretty solid team. They've even made some comments that they're going to come down and win this thing. So we have Drake University that's coming down. We're pretty excited about them. I've known Drake University ever since I was probably like 12 years old. My brother went to college there, so he's going to come down and he's going to enjoy the festivities. And our legal counsel, this is where for the Cayman Islands Classic, he went to Drake University as well. So they're very excited about coming down. We have Akron, which has been this will be their third trip down, so we know the coaches real well. They have fans that come down. We have let's see here, Florida Atlantic that's coming down, which is a very good solid team. We have
sorry, Joe, real quick. That's Florida International. So that's FIU.
Florida International.
That's very important because a lot of Caymanians went to FIU. So we expect their alma mater to be repping during game time. So all you FIU peeps, I also graduated from FIU. So all the FIU peeps better make sure you're there.
Okay. We have Loyola Marymount out of California, which is a good solid team. I've been following them for a while. Who else do we have? Colin and Voot, Coach Voot.
So you also have the Oakland. You call Oakland?
Yeah, Oakland out of Detroit. Out of Detroit, Michigan.
Yeah.
Okay. Now let's talk about this bit of exciting news. I mean, those are some fantastic lineups, obviously, from the men's side. But for the first time ever, you have managed and you've pulled off actually having a women's tournament. Tell us a little bit about this, because I'm super pumped to hear that you have managed to do this.
Who wants to start? Me? Well, we did our research. We really didn't know it was possible, so we kept looking into it and did our research and finally came up with a tournament director, but she used to be a former head coach. Her name was Coach P. She was a former coach, 18 years at Duke University, and she coached for 27 years. She started off at Maine for 7 years, where she's from. Then she got the next head coaching job. She went to Michigan State, stayed there for 7 years. And then she got the Duke University job. So when she retired, we reached out to her to get her advice on it. And she said that she would be the executive tournament director of the Cayman Islands Classic. And I think it was a good match for us because she's coming from a university like Duke, they pretty much know all the top coaches in the country. So she signed on with K-Max Sports and got us 8 great teams. So we're very excited about our first year. The ladies coming, and from the people here in the United States that's talking to me in the basketball world are saying, "Wow, we have the best lineup in college basketball." So we're excited about that. We're going to continue to build on that, and we have the co-national champions coming down. We have the former national champions coming down. We got a team that's been to the Final Four. We got teams on the uprise, so we have pretty powerful teams that are coming down. We're excited about it.
This is fantastic news. So how will the tell us a little bit then about how it'll be organized? Like, when are the women going to play? When are the men going to play? Like, if I want to go to both, is there going to be any sort of conflicts there? Tell us a little bit about the schedule.
You want to do that, Colin?
Well, I actually wanted to hand it over to Coach because I wanted him to actually call out who the teams were. I think that's very important. So, Coach, if you don't mind chiming in.
I can chime in.
Yes.
Are you hearing me?
Yes, you're back. I think you had gotten kicked out for a second there.
Yeah, I got kicked off here. Okay, for the women, we have an exciting lineup. We have the national champions, LSU. We have one of the best teams with records in America, UConn. We have Kansas. We have UCLA, Virginia Tech, Niagara, and Tulane. Now, out of those 8 teams, 5 are ranked in the top 10 in the country. So we are blessed to have that level of competition coming here. And as far as I recognize that the women are drawing more hype than the men this year. So we are off to a great start. Now, it's important for the public to understand what the cost will be to see these fantastic players in action.
Well, tell us. we definitely want to know.
Right. So for the men, and like I said, I mean, if you were to try to go and see this college action, you're talking about having to get a plane ticket, stay in a hotel, and then pay for a high price to see top basketball. But now, fortunately, they're right here on our shores. And so for the men, it's going to be an average of $25 to get access to a session of basketball. Now, when we say a session, let me tell you what that actually means. A session gives you access to 2 games. Okay. Oh, sorry if my noise is a bit choppy here. A session gives you access to 2 games. So you're actually getting 2 games for $25. And then on the women's side, you have a session is an average of $35. I think the last session is $45 because that has both LSU and UConn in it. But like I said, you split that in 2, you're talking about basically $17 to $20 per game. So it's an unbelievable price, and we just don't want people to miss this opportunity because this doesn't come by every day.
And we want to also make mention that sports tourism is something that we've been hearing a lot of chatter around for many years, but this is one of those amazing events that has managed to inject a significant amount of capital into the local economy. So let's talk about, because last time I saw not just players, but international media, their families and support teams. So let's talk about the economic impact, Colin and Dr. Voot, of how many people are going to be coming to the Cayman Islands. Hotels are going to be filled to the brim. They're going to enjoy some of the activities and scenery that is here on our beautiful island as well.
Yes, that's a great point, Sandra, because economic impact when it comes to tournaments of this nature, you are really talking about this is like the creme de la creme, right? When you talk about college sports, and because they have such an amazing following, on average, tournaments like this, and this is from when you look at research, you can pick it up even from Maui. They talked about the tournament that happened at Maui has contributed, I think, at least over $50 million into their economy over the past, 20 something, 30 years, something like that. And I know that in terms of the economic impact here in Cayman, you are getting a minimum of $2 to $3 million into the economy over the course of a week. So when you're talking about the people that visit, we all can see what the hotel prices are like during this time of year, right? So that's not so just your hotel alone, you've easily gone over $1,000 there. Then of course the following that normally comes with these teams. You're talking about donors, you're talking about boosters. They are coming to have a good time. They're coming to spend their money. They want to experience everything the island has to offer. So they don't hesitate to, go to restaurants, take their families to restaurants, go and take all the island tours. They want to swim with the stingrays. They want to immerse themselves in the island experience. So tournaments like this, I mean, they have always yielded a fantastic economic impact for any country that they go to.
Fantastic. Absolutely. And like I said, even beyond that, the positive reputational feedback that you get as well, international media streaming this and saying this Cayman Classics, right here in the Cayman Islands, you can't pay for that type of coverage, to be honest.
Right.
Yep. All right. So we have Miss Ramelia saying that we have a lot of, young people in the Windsor Park area who are actually very, very good at basketball. How can they get involved? Colin, I know that you, former director of sports here in the Cayman Islands, have always been committed to involving our young people in sporting activities and events. Tell us a little bit about how you integrate our young people into events like this.
Right, fantastic, thank you. And fortunately, the other hat that I'm also wearing is I'm president of the Basketball Association, the Cayman Islands Basketball Association, which is the primary nonprofit that the Classic donates to and supports. So in a few elements to that is having those players actually come here and play. It does something to you. It is completely different than just watching them on TV. Sometimes when you watch them on TV, they seem larger than life. They seem untouchable. You wonder, can I do it? But when you get to see these people up close and personal, what it does for these athletes is something that you can't quite put into words, because they realize, hey, these people are human just like me. There they are. They're running right in front of me. They get to see them make their mistakes. They get to listen to the intensity. They get to hear the sneakers screeching. They hear the intensity of every play. They see how much each team values everything. So it is very, very inspiring for athletes to be able to do that. But of course, we wanted to make sure that there's a great community impact there. So it's important for people to know that the Classic actually puts on a free youth camp before every tournament. And they also partner with the Special Olympics as well to do a Special Olympics camp for them. On the women's side, we're also working on a clinic with UCLA as well. We're going to invite. We've already spoken with a primary school coordinators who's going to be getting to the different primary schools and asking them to send a few students each, because unfortunately, we're limited in capacity, so there's only so many kids you can have that can fit into a gym, so we're putting it to the primary schools and asking them to send some kids there for that. And the Cayman Islands Classic also is going to be a sponsor of a youth basketball program that the association will be launching early next year. It's a mini basketball program, which mini basketball is talking about ages 5 to 12. So it's really about growing the sport, getting kids hooked on the sport at a very early age. So I'm very thankful to the Classic to be supporting that. All the national athletes that are in the basketball association, they get access to all games complimentary.
Nice.
The classic also gives a certain amount of free tickets as well to each school. So it's a really, really good impact that's happening on other levels of basketball instead of just coming and watching the game. I think.
Uh-oh.
I think you went out.
You are?
There we go. Colin, you're there?
Oh, yep, I'm here.
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, good. Right. Another quick thing was we're looking at working with one of the coaches that actually works with the WNBA that's back and forth in Cayman a lot, and we're working on an opportunity for the coaches. It's a type of clinic style, but it will actually be like around scouting. How do college coaches scout talent? What do they look for? And this gives our coaches great insight to what happens on that level. And this also helps them in terms of when they have to prepare our athletes. Because look, I'm telling you, I know what these college coaches are looking for. This is where you have to take your game to. So, we're very excited about all of those things that are happening in terms of community impact for the tournament. So thanks a lot.
That's fantastic. Thank you so much. So again, folks, if you're young children or your young teens are already members of the Cayman Islands basketball national youth athlete, if they're an athlete in that program, please know that they'll actually get free access to all of the games. So this is really, really a fantastic opportunity. And I also like that last time I saw a lot of them volunteering and working as part of your crew there at the actual event. And that's good for them to see kind of a little bit of what goes on behind the scenes, right?
Yeah. What we do, we ask kids to apply to Miss Mita Day, who is in charge of the volunteers. And she's aware of what areas is needed to place these kids. So the kids from Windsor Park, I would like them to contact me. I'll put them on to Miss Mita Day. Probably we can have a few help, like mopping the floor, making sure things get in order. We'd like to help in any way we can.
Yeah.
So I'll appreciate that.
Absolutely. So Park Journal says these are amazing top tier college teams. Miss Pat says FIU in the house. She's going to be looking forward to that.
That's the Cayman University.
Yes. Absolutely. So congratulations. Let's talk a little bit then about event dates and how people can get tickets. You want to make sure, folks, that you actually get your tickets early and in advance.
All right. Go ahead, Colin.
Yeah, that's the event manager's portfolio.
All right. So we have November 19th through the 21st. That is the men's. Those are the men's tournament dates. And there are 4 games a day. All right. So that's a Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. And then for the women, it's going to be November 24th and 25th. So those are the dates for the men. Those are the dates for the women. You get your tickets by going to Eventpro. So you can go to eventpro.ky, or you can download the app and you can get your tickets right there. You just type in Cayman Islands Classic. You can choose the tournament you want. And then, like we said, scroll down and look for those session tickets. It actually explains to you. So it'll say like session 1, so-and-so versus so-and-so. So it actually tells you which teams are playing in that session. Choose the sessions that you want, and that's it. Add it to your cart. You got your tickets right there. So so that's where you head to get your tickets. And like we said, don't wait till the last minute, because the gym, even though the gym is a massive facility, in terms of seating, it's a small gym, right? It's under 2,000 seats. So and then you have a lot of people from the US that have already gotten their tickets. So don't wait till the last minute to try to get your tickets, folks. Get them early.
All right. So you heard it, folks. Go to Events Pro. And what's the Classics website as well, in case people want to go to the website and look at some of the info?
Yes, thank you, Sandra. CaymanIslandsClassic.com. So if you go to CaymanIslandsClassic.com, it'll prompt you right there at the very beginning. Get your tickets now. You can just click on that. Takes you straight to the tickets page, and then you can select men or women's tournaments. It takes you right there as well. So that's CaymanIslandsClassic.com.
All right.
You go through Event Pro.
And you can go directly to Events Pro website as well. And I can tell you, folks, that this is an event that you really do not want to miss. I mean, there's something different about, and I've gone to obviously American schools and stuff, but there really is something different, folks, about going to a live event and just being there and feeling all of the adrenaline from both the people playing as well as the audience, because the audience really gets quite, involved and animated, cheering for their teams, and everybody's stomping their feet. And they get into like a rhythm, and you don't want to miss this. So CaymanIslandsClassic.com tickets you can get from tickets at eventpro.ky, or just simply go and check out their website. Again, November the 19th through the 21st, John Gray Gymnasium. And I'm sure, sorry, Colin.
Yeah, Colin, you there?
I'm sure Colin wants to give a shout out to all of the sponsors who've made this possible as well.
Yeah, absolutely. So we want to thank the Ministry of Tourism and Ports. We want to thank the Ministry of Education. We want to thank the Ministry of Sports. We want to say thanks to Tortuga. We want to say thanks to Red Seal Sports, Fast Signs, Cayman Cabana, Flow, Seven Fathoms, K-Brew, The Westin, Cost You Less, and Smoothie King. Thanks so much. Of course, events like this can't be possible without that partnership. So very grateful for that.
Colin, do you want to take this opportunity to explain the NIL to the public?
Oh, just right. So really quickly again, so people can understand the type of talent that's coming here. You have, for example, just on the LSU team alone, you have several players there that are literally like millionaires. Because the NCAA has actually introduced something very recently called NIL, which is name, image, and likeness. And this allows athletes now for the first time to actually be able to make money from what they've basically been doing for the NCAA all these years, right? Through their popularity and their style and their play. They are now actually able to earn, because only a very small portion of athletes actually make it pro, to the NBA or WNBA, but now athletes are actually able to earn while they're in college as well. So that's very good for the game. Athletes are actually staying longer in college and they're developing and maturing better. So you got a better finished product when they actually go pro. But again, literally, you have some of these athletes here, like Angel Reese, her NIL stuff, she's making over $1 million a year already.
She has refused to go to the WNBA because she's making a big sum in school, which is a blessing because she'll be able to finish her education. So that has helped in that aspect.
Oh, that's phenomenal. All right. So thank you to Mr. Joe. Thank you, Colin. Thank you to Dr. Voot. We really appreciate you guys coming on. Dr. Aguera, Coach Aguera, we appreciate you coming on and sharing all this information with us. So folks, make sure that you actually get your tickets, get them early, and come out to this amazing event. I'll definitely be there.
Oh, okay.
Thank you, Sandra.
All right. And we'll talk to you guys as we get a little bit closer to it as well. Thank you so much.
No problem. So Thank you. Thank you, Sandra.
Yes, you're most welcome. So this event is just a couple weeks out. You don't really have a whole lot of time. So again, don't delay. Go ahead and check out eventspro.ky for all of your tickets. So good morning to everyone. We're going to go ahead and switch gears. We've got another set of guests who are joining us this morning about another amazing event. We've got Mr. Aaron and Chris joining us. Good morning. Chris, pull that camera down just a little bit for me. We want to see your handsome face this Friday morning.
Not working.
There we go. There we go. All right. So how are you guys doing this morning?
Good. How are you?
Yeah, we're fantastic. Rainy day, but we're still good. So listen, this is the home gas team. First of all, I want to say congratulations to you guys because you've managed to pull off what I think is one of the most amazing, if not the most amazing haunted house that I've ever seen. I had the opportunity on the 31st on Halloween night to actually go through it on Tuesday, and I was blown away. So it was so popular, but of course you guys really do an amazing job of trying to raise funds every year for different NPOs. And so of course this year YMCA I think is the beneficiary of the proceeds of your event. Is that correct?
They're one of 3 or 4 beneficiaries.
One of 3 or 4. Oh, fantastic.
3 or 4. My math escapes me. Aaron will be able to explain a little bit more about his side, but he's responsible for the Eco Reefs Divers kind of charitable association, Humane Society, one of the beneficiaries. There'll be charities affiliated to the Rotary Club of Grand Cayman, and of course the YMCA.
Nice. Okay, fantastic. So tell us a little bit about the haunted house. Aaron, what kind of team did you guys put together to be able to pull this off?
Well, good morning, Sandra. Very nice to be on the show with you here this morning.
Yes, thank you.
We have a core group of 3 individuals and a kind of extended group of about 7 of us who have worked together for the last several years putting these together. And we've gotten to know each other quite well, and we work together very well. There's Marcus Montagna from the Rotary, John from Home Gas, myself, and then also Julie from the Humane Society. And by combining all of our efforts and talents and abilities, we have put together what we are quite proud of for a exhibit that people can go and enjoy over the Halloween period.
Nice. So the decision has been made to sort of have one more encore performance of the haunted house. So give us the details on when people can come out and what they have to do. Do they just show up? Do they purchase anything in advance?
It'll be one final hurrah on Saturday evening. Unfortunately, the weather, because this is a charitable event, every nickel and dime that gets generated, that gets raised, goes to a charitable organization. We want to do as much as we can in order to maximize the kind of the revenue, the funds that we can give to each beneficiary. We lost a night last Friday night because of the weather. I think there were strong winds, there was a bit of rain, and so we're hoping that by having one encore, one last dance, one last scream, we can generate a little bit more extra cash for the charities, particularly as we come into kind of a more sensitive time of year, I suppose. But just generally to make a little bit extra money for the charities. So Saturday night from 6 through till 9 o'clock. That's an asterisk, 6 till 9 o'clock. We will let folk in slightly earlier if there are youngsters, and slightly later depending on demand. But from kind of a ballpark 6 till 9, down at the Field of Screams, aka the Field of Dreams, off of Fairbanks Road. Just one final scare. We have an arrangement with the YMCA at the Field of Dreams for the premises, so we will be running events there for the next 2 years. It was a 3-year contract that we entered with those guys, so we will certainly be back, but we will do our absolute utmost to deliver as much as we can for this year.
Fantastic. So, people can come out and tell us a little bit. I mean, I know you had some food vendors on location. Anything special that people need? Like wearing comfortable shoes, I think is definitely important.
It will be beneficial. We have, or I say we, Aaron responsibly carved an incredible pathway through mangrove and swamp and forest and whatever you want to call it. Carved an amazing trail that we have AstroTurf carpeted, but for comfort, I would recommend closed-toe shoes. We have, and I don't want to give too much away, but we have scarers, we have props, we have animatronics, everything that will make it a haunted trail, a spooky kind of spectacular. And then that will culminate this week, because we're not entirely sure if and what the weather will do over the next 24, 48 hours. That will culminate in the haunted carnival, which will bring with it its share of clowns and other macabre circus shenanigans.
Fantastic.
Yeah. For what it's worth, when we were building the area after we got the AstroTurf down, we had done such an effective job smoothing the path out, because flat as a pancake, that with the AstroTurf, I was able to run around fairly well barefoot on most of the trail area for a series of days. You want to wear some sort of closed-toe shoe or appropriately fitting shoe, not because we're worried you're going to stub your toe, but more because it's jump scares, it's excitement, it's a lot of energy and emotion build up. We don't want anybody tripping over their own flip-flop, because I know I've had Crocs on before and turned quickly, and all of a sudden that Croc has done a 90-degree shift on my foot. We want to make sure everybody has appropriate footwear for walking around in the dark and doing stuff along the lines of a haunted house experience.
Phenomenal. All right. Thank you very, very much. We appreciate it. So folks, come on out. enjoy this event. It's a good time for the entire family. I know I was scared out of my wits going through it, but my 7-year-old, I was screaming. My 7-year-old was laughing at me. So there you go.
One thing I would say. This year we are gearing it as being more of a family friendly, but kind of a scare kind of vibe. We would recommend that the sort of parental guidance based on a cinema kind of screening, a PG for anywhere from say 6 till 7:30, and then after that it would be more of a PG-13, PG-15 kind of guide for 7:30 onwards, if that makes sense.
Yeah, so take the younger kids earlier to enjoy that event. Yep. Got it. All right. Thank you, Chris. Thank you, Aaron.
Thank you. Thanks for having us.
Appreciate it. So one more last hurrah.
One last scare.
Yes. So coming out, folks, again, this weekend, you can come out one final time, and I can tell you that it's worth it. They've done a phenomenal job. That might have been me screaming there. Yeah, definitely well put together. Oh my goodness. I don't know what it is about these clowns, but they are scary.
I'd like to say that I'm front of house. I'm not one of these scarers.
You're not one of.
It's loads of fun, and I think that's what the haunted house is all about, is a chance for people to experience that scare in a controlled situation and to feel that intensity, and then to walk out, like you said, laughing with your family and having experienced that. It's cathartic for so many people.
Absolutely. All right, gentlemen, thank you so much. We really appreciate it.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you.
All right, have a great weekend. Happy Friday, everyone. Looks like we got a little bit of rain, but you know what? The skies seem to be clearing out here. So I think we're going to be A-okay. All right, so what can I say? Today is Friday. We're going to turn it up a little bit. I got my little knob right here. Turn up the pressure. Turn up the temperature. Y'all know how it's going to be done. Let's take a commercial break.
Meanwhile, at the Burger King's castle. Underling, what news?
Sire, behold, the fiery jalapeno cheese.
You might say it's jalapeno.
Please don't, sire. It's jalapenos with spicy cream cheese sauce and American cheese.
And it's jalapeno?
Please, sire.
Introducing the new fiery jalapeno cheese at Burger King. Flame grilled patties covered in jalapenos, spicy creamy cheese sauce, and American cheese. Available in extra long and king size for a limited time only. Grab it late at 7 Mile Beach or Red Bay. Open till midnight Thursdays and 1 a.m. Fridays and Saturdays.
It's jalapeno.
Vehicles are not only unsightly, they also lower the quality of life in our neighborhoods and pose serious public health and safety risk. To report a derelict vehicle, please call the Department of Environmental Health on 949-6696.
Be a part of the solution, not the pollution. Littering is a crime punishable by a $500 fine or 6 months in prison. Brought to you by the Beautification Task Force and Ministry of Tourism and Ports.
All right, honey child, honey children, welcome back. What's going on? Let me see. Oh, Miss Morna, she came late this morning. She says, I'm late. I'm on the far right in class. All right, we're not going to penalize you for being late. Big shout out to Chuck over at DMS. He restarted that link for us, and everything is working like a charm since then. So we definitely know now how to fix the problem. Isn't it great when you have a problem and you know how to fix it? Oh, that makes me all warm and fuzzy on inside. I love solutions. I'm solution driven, boy. I love to fix things. Not always necessarily with my hands, but I just like to find a solution. And when we can find a solution, honey child, we can move forward in such a positive way. All right. So thank you for the scripture readings this morning. Somebody sent a scripture, says, for still the vision awaits its appointed time. Child, the truth also awaits its appointed time as well. Good morning. That was a message from yesterday. I'm going to go through some of the messages. Like I said, I've been so busy, honey child. I've been missing a lot of stuff on the message front. Okay, let's move it on. Let's keep it moving. Righty ho. Okay, so you guys know that there are some things that really get under my skin more than others. I don't know what it is. I'm going to blame it on poor Aunt Lottie, honey child. She's the one who really beat it into me literally that thou shalt not lie, thou shalt telleth the truth. And so I am particularly offended. I almost take it personal when I really shouldn't. You know, when people lie, when they lie in the community. Oh, geez, peace. Where do we begin? You know, some people walk around and every single time I see them and their mouth opens up, it's like, how do you find the energy to spend so much time fabricating stories and lying? I don't even know how they keep it straight in their own heads because I can't. I'm like, what the what? You know what those young people say? They say, Miss Sandy, the math ain't mathing. And I'm just like, geez, peace. Seriously? So we have called out a number of fraudsters on this program. And, you know, this guy that we're going to talk about next, I'm just going to pull up this video here so you guys can see exactly what I'm talking about, Honey Chill. I think that he's going to soon receive a special accolade, a special fraudster award, a special jackass of the day, because his lies seem to know no limits. Oh my gosh. Why don't you just live your life and keep your mouth shut? You know, no one is going to business with you. People, listen, Caymanians have a knack for, yes, we love to gossip and we love to be in people's business, but we also have a knack for just leaving people alone. Do y'all realize that? People not business with you. But when you start projecting and putting yourself out there, people are going to look at you and go, really? Really, Mario? Are you sure that's the right story? You're a little liar, liar, pants on fire boy. My gosh. Remember when you were in, school, you were younger, and you really, used to play in the playground, and you always had that one friend. Didn't we always have that one friend who would lie, fabricate stories? They had the best imagination in the world. And you'd be listening to them like, wow, those stories sound unbelievable. Are you sure you went to Disney World and you did this and you did that and your mama is a millionaire? And oh my God, some people just lie. It's like they're born liars. They popped out of mama just lying from day one. I have to wonder if Mario isn't one of these people. I feel sometimes that perhaps I analyze situations a little bit too deeply, but he really gets under my skin for the number of lies that he tells. So let me tell y'all what happened yesterday. And you know, the God's honest truth is I really go out of my way to not have any connection to him whatsoever. You know, we're not friends on social media. We're not on WhatsApp. You know, I don't really, but when he does things that puts us as a country in the public eye, puts his own family out there, I'm just like, dude, my whole brain just wants to explode when I see Mario with his fantastical lies. Whoa, this dude is special. There's just something different about him. Oh my God. I don't get it. I don't know why people got to live like this. To me, it's weird. And it's like, anyway, here's what happened yesterday, Honey Child. Aliano says, no marinated kunk for you for sure, Honey Child. I wasn't counting on that in any event. But here's a video. So yesterday, the first time I received the video, like I said, I'm so busy. I'm not really reading messages and stuff in real time at the moment. So I saw something come in. I said, oh yeah, I'll go have a look at it a little bit later on. Well, it soon became apparent to me that this was a video, whatever it was, that was going viral. And of course, I don't know what it is. I just see that a lot of people are sharing it. So the first person shared it at 3:30 p.m. And you know how on WhatsApp, it'll say forwarded many times? I just glanced at it and I go, oh, okay, this looks like a joke. And then I said, oh, wait a minute. Looks like a joke. I see the biggest jokester right there in the video, Mario Rankin. I'm like, what does this dude do? Pyong, 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 pyong. So then, of course, by last night, my phone was blowing up like, oh my God, look at this. Let me share one. Hold on. I got to share what one person sent, right? So they shared the video, which I'm going to show you here in a second. And then they sent me the following note. Hold on. This is the voice note that this person sent me that had me backing up, quite frankly. But hold on one second now. Let me see if I can pull this in, honey child. Give me 1 second. Because again, I know some of y'all are thinking, and I saw somebody put up on the CMR page when we shared the video, oh, Sandy, jealous of Mario. Oh, geez, peace. What a hot mess y'all in. If you really think I'm jealous of that man, Jesus help y'all. How can I be jealous of someone who doesn't even live in the real world? What would there be to be jealous of? I mean, I know some of y'all believe that ignorance is bliss. I don't actually believe that. I believe that you need to remain in reality, right? You need to live in the real world, honey child. You shouldn't be pretending your whole life. How does that make you happy? How do you get any peace from pretending all the time? I don't know. But hold on a second. Let me just pull up this. I got to pull up this audio note, and then I'm going to share this with you. But let's go ahead and play the video first that was circulating yesterday like hotcakes, and you'll see why Mario is, once again, he's the one who puts himself out there in the spotlight and, wants us to talk about it. So here we go.
Becoming successful, right? Did you lose anything along the way? Did you have to sacrifice anything?
Yes, absolutely. Because again, you don't really know me. It's funny you stop me out of all these people on the sidewalk.
Nothing is a coincidence.
Because I can tell you right now, you see the Lamborghinis down there? Let me explain something to you. I got a 458 Italia. I got a 570 S McLaren. I got a 911 Carrera S. I got a W12 twin turbo Bentley Flying Spur. I live in the Cayman Islands, by the way. And I own a boat racing team that races in P1, the fastest division in the world, called 345 Racing. Having said all of that, none of that shit brought happiness to Mario. It was who I was able to enjoy those things with that brought happiness to me. So you can have all the things in the world, but if it's only you enjoying it, it's fucking hollow, useless. It's not even fun. Like, why you want to ride around in an Aventador by yourself? Let's not talk about girls, a friend, a person you grew up in the hood, whatever. So if you're not rolling with someone that is authentically your friend, that means you're rolling around on a hollow promise of being someone that you're really not.
You know what my channel is all about? Yeah. It's all about inspiring people to be themselves in any way, shape, or form.
That's crazy.
Right? Because just by you being yourself, just by me being myself right now, you being yourself, us having this conversation, we don't even know it, and we're inspiring other people to be themselves as well.
Yeah, and you know what? When someone watches this flick on your channel, they'll think that we staged this. We don't know each other from Adam. The thing is that we spend our entire lives chasing the one thing we already have, and that's time. We can't put value on it. We can't put anything on it.
Back to the original question, that's what you lost, time?
Time.
And what did you gain ultimately?
I gained the sense of ownership, meaning that if we understand what we own, then we'll be able to appreciate the things that we don't own. And we'll understand that instead of searching for the things that we don't have, let's just give fucking thanks for what you do have and live the best life you fucking can.
Oh, Lord, my apologies. I didn't even realize that I had to pull that there. I didn't realize that he was so foul-mouthed. I'm gonna give it to Kevin. Kevin, can you clean this up for me, please? Oh, Lord, have mercy. It's like I listened, I didn't even hear all that foolishness. Clean up, please. Yes, we'll play it once it's cleaned up. What a foul-mouthed little boy he is too. But listen, I ain't got nothing wrong. Listen, there's nothing wrong with being a potty mouth. But when you're sitting there talking about you representing the Cayman Islands, you got to drop our name. So let's dissect it while Kevin cleans up all the profanity. My apologies. I didn't even know that he was dropping, these bombs all over the place. All right, listen. The dude is special in so many different ways. This guy that's interviewing him, I actually follow him. I've seen his content before. I follow him on, I'm not into TikTok. I mean, we're there now, but I'm not really that into it. So I've seen him on Instagram and I've seen him on Facebook, like his reels come up in my thing. He basically will go, how this works is he goes to like affluent areas and New York and different cities, and he just hangs out outside. He sees people walking around and he'll interview you. So apparently this particular video is from the Brickell area of Miami. It's so funny because last time I was in Miami, just before my Greece trip, we took a quick trip the weekend, girls, a couple girls, we got a little travel buddy group, and we went up for the weekend, and we were actually in this area. They've got a beautiful mall. It's called the Brickell something Center, but it's absolutely gorgeous. And, you basically get to enjoy yourself at an exclusive mall. And, listen, these malls to me are so over the top and so ridiculous. You've got all the amazing stores, the Hermes and the Louis Vuitton and all these expensive stores. I ain't going there to buy jack. Believe me when I tell you. What I went there for is because I was looking for the Mac store. But it's a let me tell you the name of it. So it's the Brickell City Center. And it is beautiful. It's kind of like a combo of like an outdoor, indoor mall. Absolutely gorgeous. So we walked around a little bit. But folks, listen, I don't care what you do with your finances. Everybody who makes money needs to decide how they're going to spend their money. That's on you. I'm not the type of person that's going to go spend $125 on a candle. I'm going to go to Walmart and buy me a $6 candle, because once that burns up in smoke, I'm not going to feel like, oh my God, I just spent $200 on a candle. But they had the Apple store there. I needed to go look at something for someone. Of course, they didn't have any of the new Apple phones anyway. The store was bustling. I loved that they had so many dogs at this store. Like, you guys know I love my dogs. And, it's an affluent area. So everybody walk around with their little cute little poodles, and they're up in the Apple store, yappy, 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 and whatever. So apparently Mario must have went to Miami, decided to go shopping, honey child, although I didn't see too many bags in his hand. And this guy, TikToker stops him and they ask questions. So couple things. Somebody stops you on the street. I'm going to start doing, by the way, more of these street interviews. So when y'all see me in town, y'all stop and talk to me, okay? I'm going to start doing more of these. But when people stop you, you have the option of saying, oh, Miss Sandy, I don't really want to be interviewed. I'm shy. I don't want to talk about it. Well, we know that wouldn't be Mario. He's not going to pass up an opportunity to be in the limelight, honey child, especially when it's an interview like, what's your success, or what have you sacrificed? Because the assumption from this guy is that this is someone who is of a particular financial means and who is quote unquote wealthy. Well, we all know that that's a big fat lie when it comes to Mario Rankin. Now, I am a little bit surprised the number of Caymanians, and you can go read their comments on social media, who seem to think that Mario is successful. I mean, I even saw one young man that I know quite well, and I said, you know what, Sandy, I am not even going to address him directly about this, because he wrote this long post about, oh, this is the Caymanian success story. My backside. What Caymanian success story would you be referring to? You see, you can fool some of the people some of the time, but not all of the people all of the time. Caymanian success story, and you're another young Caymanian who is looking up to the likes of Mario Rankin, talking about, oh, you're so proud of him, and he's the Cayman success story. My friend, Jermaine, you're the same person who would be hoodwinked by these no good politicians, because they are fooling you with sweet tongues and sweet lips. Where's the success story? That's all I want to ask you, right? Let us be honest. People can live their lives, but when they put themselves in the public and they do nothing but lie and fabricate and project this storyline that they are a particular thing, and they are not. How is that something for a young Caymanian to look up to? And this is why I call these people out, because I do know that a lot of young Caymanians say, oh yeah, Mario's done it how and done what exactly? I don't want you young people to fall into this trap of looking at outward appearance of someone and judging them because they tell you so, because they suffer from this Dunning-Kruger syndrome, that they tell you that they are successful and therefore you believe them. He is not successful unless you call successful living off of your wife that you cheat on and that you treat like SHI, you know what, like a piece of garbage all the time. You don't have a pot to piss in, as Caymanians would say. And yet your focus is trying to drive around and try to acquire, through hoodwinking people, all of these ridiculous cars. What does that say about you as an individual? Your worth as a person is tied up in the vehicles that you drive. Dude, you've never tried to educate yourself. Does he even have a high school education? Right? It's not that he doesn't have a capacity. He could do it if he wanted to. Be careful how you define success and who you look at as an example of a successful individual. Someone who walks around bragging about them having 4, 5, 6 cars and yet don't have a house of their own is not a success story. Someone who goes around bragging about having 5 or 6 cars and only comes back to stay with the wife when he don't have a side piece and when he might have a contract out there to be able to keep the side piece happy with financial things, that don't make no sense. And you know, it's so interesting that he tries his best to project that after he puts all these cars out there, I think he must have realized how self-centered and shallow he sounded. Talk about, well, I've got a S dish and an S that and a bonk car and okay. And he wasn't answering the guy's question, by the way. The guy said, what have you sacrificed to be successful? So he never answered the question. The guy, if you notice, had to ask the question a second time. And then he's like, oh, yeah, I sacrificed time. What? That don't even make no damn sense, Mario. What time? You not made no sacrifices. You've been out there trying to hoodwink people left, right, and center. Just why is it necessary to put yourself in the public eye and then be untruthful about it? This is my core issue with Mario. All right. I don't really care nothing about the man otherwise, but he puts himself out there time and time again. He wants the attention. He's begging for the attention. Now, you know, I told you that this guy, I actually have seen a number of videos by him. This is a thing that he does. And the most interesting thing about it is this TikToker, I have seen celebrities that he stops, really wealthy people. When you're a person of true wealth, right? You not got to go tell nobody what you have. You're not interested in people knowing. If people know, they know, right? If they see you drive around in your fancy car, then it is what it is. Some people have a desire to brag. As Caymanians would say, they brag-alicious, child. They want to brag about everything. And in my humble observation, my observation has been that those who brag the most have the least. Isn't that something? Those who brag the most have the least. They're not wealthy by any stretch of the imagination. You take people like a Don Seymour. Don don't even want to be in the limelight. That is a man with substantial financial wherewithal. Okay? A Dale Creighton got multiple homes. He has probably like 25 cars. The man not going out there bragging about it. He not telling nobody his business. He can jump on a plane right now and travel, and finances not no problem. He's got a wine cellar here, there, and everywhere. Right? Somebody like a Mario couldn't even, he couldn't even go in the direction of these people. But they're not out there bragging. They're not into that. Some of them are living, you see them out and you know, they look like just me and you, average people in the streets. Show us your bank account, Mario, since you got so many damn cars that you, flash it. Show us how much money you got in the bank, because I myself am curious. You not no millionaire? What is wrong with you that you feel the necessity to just overcompensate in this way? It is just bizarre. But you know what's even more bizarre? Of all the interviews that I've seen this guy do, I have never seen a person mention their name and talk about themselves in the third person. When we define narcissism, this is a very example of it. Oh, yeah, you know, somebody said, Mario, what are you talking to yourself in the third person for? It's just that he wanted to drop his own name. He had to give us his name of, I'm from the Cayman Islands. Right? Why? Why did you have to identify where you were from? We don't want you putting us on the map again. This is a man who, my God, pathological liar. So when someone sent me, like I said, multiple people are sending me this. This is blowing up my inbox yesterday on WhatsApp. Somebody sent me, and I want to show you some of the comments and stuff, because I know Y'all think I'm just Sandy picking on Mario. This is somebody sent me the video and then they sent me this audio clip. Mario, that's your own Caymanians. That's your own Caymanians laughing at you. The person did not say another word. They just sent that and laughed. They sent me, I mean, I couldn't believe when I heard it. I was like, what on earth is this laugh? This sounds like you could be in that Halloween show. They just laughed. You're laughable. And this is the sad thing, because I suspect in your own mind that you think that, you know, you're doing such an amazing job and that you look good, and you really don't. You know, there's always going to be them 1, 2 people like poor Jermaine that you're fooling. You know, and it's his prerogative to be fooled by you. A lot of us enjoy living in a fantasy world. I'm not one of those people, I can tell you that. But let me show you something here. Another person, and this is a person, I'm not going to identify the person, but this is a person of true financial means, right? This is what they sent about Mario. Because again, these people look at him and they're like, this dude is a joke. It's just, this is what the person sent me. And as you can see from the comment section here, it says forwarded many times. Surely you saw the BBC video where he took the reporter to the bridge and literally said that he owned it. Well, I couldn't remember that. And I said, oh, let me go back and have a look. What bridge? Do y'all remember this interview that was done back in, I think it was 2016 or so? The $1 trillion island. This was the Brits hating on Caymanians, and oh, you've got poverty, and then you've got these ultra rich. Well, somehow Mario once again managed to insert him into, somebody said hit the kaboom button. Managed to insert himself into this video as being one of the ultra rich of the Cayman Islands. Now listen, we've got the Susie oldies of the world. We've got a lot of ultra rich people here, and Mario is nowhere near the list. It's an insult. In fact, I mean, if I was ultra rich, I'd be like, I wouldn't even spit on Mario. Let me just be very honest. What's wrong with him? Stop trying to be something you're not. He goes to, like I tell you, the man not got a pot. He not got no land title in his name, no nothing. And yet he'll go sit down at the Ritz bar hoping to meet people. Who does that? Just randomly show up. Like, oh, Thursday night is when the people from Dart come out. Let me go and see if I can just run into somebody. Dude, you're weird and it's irky and it's just not right. So anyway, I went and looked this video up. Have a listen to this.
Meeting Mario Rankin, who grew up in a down and out part of the island.
Yes, sir.
I grew up playing here, living here. This is where I lived the better part of my life until I became a young adult and then I moved out.
Yeah. Well, and also you became quite successful, didn't you?
Well, the thing is that this was a great motivator. When I used to walk to school in the mornings, I would stop at every plum tree on the way to school, and I would pick plums, and I would fill my bag up with plums because I know the kids in school, a lot of them didn't live in the neighborhoods that had plums, and they would spend all their lunch money on plums. So I would go to school with a bag of plums and come home with a bag of money. Yeah, every plum season.
So you were a born businessman, basically.
Well, I think I had a knack for business from a very young age. I agree with that.
You spotted something after the hurricane, didn't you? There was Hurricane Ivan that took place.
You know, beneath all of that debris and headache and hardship, there was a silver lining, because it created a lot of work on the cleanup aspect of it, right? There was a lot of scrap metal that was accumulated. So I made a contact in China and told them, look, you know, if you guys would give me a power purchase agreement saying that you would buy X amount of metal, maybe I can convince the government to give me the contract to remove this metal.
How much did you make on that one deal?
Like $4.5 million CI dollars.
So you didn't do bad for a boy who came from this yard. $4.5 million deal up front, and you're in business, literally.
All right, so let's take this call. Good morning, caller. Welcome to the program.
Good morning.
Morning, honey chill.
I just want to say something. without attacking anybody,
Mm-hmm.
I just want to say something to all your listeners out there, right?
Yes.
You see, in this day and age, I mean, it's ever been a part of the human condition, but you see, in this day and age with social media,
Mm-hmm.
the number one thing that everybody should try to avoid
Mm-hmm.
as much as possible is envy.
Mm-hmm.
You understand?
Oh yeah.
And that's why you should never, it doesn't matter what level of the socioeconomic ladder you're on,
Yep.
you should try your best as possible. Keep your business to yourself. If you
Oh,
buy
trust
something new,
me.
don't make nobody know nothing, because envy invites a whole lot of problems into your life.
Yep.
You have people who want hit you up for money or hit you up for this all the time. Then you start to wonder, okay, well, are people friends with me for being, because they're my friend or because they want something from me? And you got people who will bad mind you and that will sabotage you and all kinds of things. Mario is doing exact opposite of what truly successful people do.
Exactly.
Keep your business to yourself.
And
That's all I wanted to say.
And you know what, caller? Any successful person knows that. And they don't have to brag about it because they don't have an innate, like for me, it's like there's something actually missing in his life. And it's deeper than any of us could probably really analyze, right? So you see when he talks about how he comes from, this poverty, he is still living in poverty in his head. And that is why he has to go out of his way to try and rub shoulders with certain people and try to hang out at certain joints and pretend to be something he isn't. Because as you said, anybody of true financial and business success, they don't do this. You know what I'm saying? It's just it's so bizarre to me. I mean, I don't know.
I think, touching on what you just said, it could just be, some people just crave validation. They never got it growing up.
I guess.
And I just want to say to Mario directly, it's okay. You understand? You can be yourself.
Maybe
You
we
don't
need
have
to give
pretend.
maybe we need to give Mario a hug. Mario, people are gonna love you whether you're poor or rich or whatever. People love you for you, not for what you have. Thank you, caller. Appreciate it.
No problem.
All right. So a number of people saying they absolutely agree with this caller. So, here again, this was this $1 trillion video. Mario talks about how he grew up poor. Then he's going to show off driving
$4.5
around.
million deal up front, and you're in business.
Here we go.
Mario is now a construction magnate and one of the richest men on the island.
One of the richest men in the island. And this man got that life from Mario. How is Mario one of the richest men in Cayman? If somebody did a property search right now, which by the way, these are all public record searches, you're not going to see Mario name on nothing. I don't know if the wife is fool enough to have kept his name on the matrimonial home after he went and used it as collateral to get a loan that he never wanted to pay back and they had to take him to court. But you know what I'm saying? Go and show me what Mario owns. How can you be rich and you not even got a little piece of hut to call your own, a little shack anywhere on this island to call your own? These cars don't make you rich. Anybody with a little bit of sense when it comes to monetary sense knows that one of the ways you can waste your money, and we all been there, we've all done it, is on a vehicle. Something that the second you drive it off of the parking lot, it depreciates in value. But hey, all of us like a little need for speed or a little car here and there. But 5, 6, 7 cars when you don't have a house to live in, when you're shacking up, with somebody else, come on now. This doesn't make any money sense. Young people, I am begging you to not see this kind of flashiness and put any credibility into this, because this is where you'll go wrong. This is where you will steal to try to keep up with the perception of the Joneses, because he's not keeping up with the Joneses, He's keeping up with a perception. He's chasing something in his own head that simply does not exist. He will never be able to sit at the table with these people. And that is what he desires the most, which is so incredibly sad. So this man claims he's one of the richest people in Cayman, a construction magnate. How can you be a construction magnate and you not build jack shit? Construction magnate where? Huh? The man not build nothing. How is he a construction magnate? I am confused. All right, let's continue watching this lie of a story.
And one of the richest men on the island. He built the road we're driving on. And he's got a very clear message about what it means when the rich, not the state, pay for things.
Does government here, does it work on behalf of the people or the super rich?
They're supposed to work for the best interest of the people. But from what I've seen in my time living here, as a kid growing up, I've seen that they've worked in the best interest of those who have money to invest, and that we've catered far too much for the super rich and the wealthy to develop.
You must be in a funny position because as kind of construction king, you obviously you benefit from creating this, but at the same time the island is changing, isn't it?
At some point, we're gonna out-resource ourselves, meaning that we're gonna turn everything over to major development and the super rich, and everything is going to be far outpriced for the local person that comes 2 generations behind. You guys are on the heels of major development coming in, and I think what's going to really happen in Britain is that you guys are going to have like a social unrest, because people there are a lot different from the people here.
Britain.
We live with the trade wind breezes, where we're a lot more complacent, we're a little bit more relaxed, and we take a lot, right, before we break. Maybe in Britain it's a little different.
Mario's giving us a very clear warning in Britain. If we rely on the super rich and big business to pay for everything, we're letting them buy our future.
What a mess. I don't know. It's just so sad. I mean, honestly, it's just unbelievable. So someone has done the research for me. Where they said Mario D. Rankin is only listed on his matrimonial home, no other property with his personal name on it. How can you be a construction mogul? Like I said, you've never constructed anything. He doesn't have a construction company. I mean, it's just all a farce. Somebody said, what road did Mario build? I don't know. He claims he built the road that Dart built. Because at the time he had this Dart contract, he was talking something about the Chinese and how he made millions of dollars. Yes, he might have made millions of dollars. I mean, I don't really know that. But what I do know is he made it off of the backside of other Caymanian truckers, because he was supposed to be the person heading up that conglomerate of truckers and divvy up the money with everybody else. And he never did that. That is why they went and burnt his cars. That is why they sent him his heavy equipment. They sent him a very clear message. You take bread out of our mouths to be able to, fulfill this lifestyle that you have in your head. It's actually ridiculous. And these are hard-working Caymanians. They're not out there flossing in these streets and pretending to be something that they're not. Here's a clean version of the video that has gotten people talking about this man yet again.
Becoming successful,
right?
Did you lose anything along the way? Did you have to sacrifice anything?
Yes, absolutely. Because again, you don't really know me. It's funny you stop me out of all these people on the sidewalk.
Nothing is a coincidence.
Because I can tell you right now, you see the Lamborghinis down there? Let me explain something to you. I got a 458 Italia. I got a 570 S McLaren. I got a 911 Carrera S. I got a W12 twin turbo Bentley Flying Spur. I live in the Cayman Islands, by the way. And I own a boat racing team that races in P1, the fastest division in the world, called 345 Racing. Having said all of that, none of that happiness to Mario. It was who I was able to enjoy those things with that brought happiness to me. So you can have all the things in the world, but if it's only you enjoying it, it's hollow, useless. It's not even fun. Like, why you want to ride around in an Aventador by yourself? Let's not talk about girls, a friend, a person you grew up in the hood, whatever. So if you're not rolling with someone that is authentically your friend, that means you're rolling around on a hollow promise of being someone that you're really not.
You know what my channel's all about?
Yeah.
Let me just have him repeat that, because sometimes when we talk and we're trying to impress other people, we give away the truth, even in those comments. You heard what the man just said in his own words. He used the word hollow. Listen again. Listen.
You're rolling around on a hollow promise of being someone that you're really not.
Yes, a hollow promise of being someone that you're really not. Mario, you said it in your own words, and it applies to you. Deep down, you know that is you. That's why you said that phrase. Freudian slip, my friend. My God. Who? Jeez, some peace. Never answer the man's question, so the man's going to ask it again. Pay attention.
You know what my channel's all about? Yeah. It's all about inspiring people to be themselves.
Oh, wow.
Way,
isn't that ironic? inspiring people to be themselves, and you just ironically happen to interview one of Cayman's biggest fraudsters who cannot be himself. It is so sad. Mario, do you want me to come and hug you? Is it a hug that you need? Therapy? We can help you pay for therapy. You know what I'm saying? How can we help you to get past this? Because let's be honest, right? A lot of you like him. He could be a likable person. He has political aspirations, although he's not eligible to ever run for politics because he's got a theft conviction. So that'll never happen. But that doesn't mean that he cannot contribute to this community and this society. But as long as he remains in this fantasy world and he is trying to be something he is not, how authentic will his life journey ever be? How can he inspire young people, right, to go into the world of business, to be involved in the community, to provide solutions for this country, if everything he does and says is actually a lie? Just think about that for a second. Put everything else aside. The foundation of who we are as people has to be on the basis of honesty. You cannot go around with a mask on and pretending all the time to be something and someone you are not. My God, that has got to be exhausting. I don't know how anybody does it. Yeah. And it doesn't ultimately bring you any true happiness. He talks about all these vehicles, then he says, well, if I don't have anybody to share it with, my life, it's like, it doesn't mean anything. No, it doesn't mean anything whether you have anybody to share it with or not. Those are just cars. They're material things, right? A lot of us know what it is to live and grow up in Cayman's version of poverty, which for the record is still a lot more decent than many, 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 many places in the world. But yes, I know what it is to have a hungry belly, right? As a child, there's a lot of things that you do not appreciate. You're poor and you don't even know you're poor. Walk around Georgetown with no shoes on. These are the things that on a personal level are my story, and they have motivated me to try to do better, have better. But you know what was the most important thing for me in life? It wasn't getting 5 or 6 cars. It was getting an education. Because I understood the only way you're going to get out of this poverty in Georgetown Central, Sandy, is to have something in your head. And that is something that no matter what happens in this world, nobody can take from you. If I had to talk about my most prized possessions other than my child, it would have to be what's in my head. The fact that I have been able to make the necessary sacrifices to work hard and get a piece of paper. Everything else can be taken from you. A house, you can lose it, right? Cars depreciate. They don't mean nothing. Yes, it's nice to be able to drive around in a nice little Benz, a little sports car, whatever. But ultimately, that doesn't bring you any happiness or any joy. What brings, I don't know about y'all, but what brings me joy is the people that I spend time with, not the cars that I'm saying come and drive with me in. And I thought it was so interesting when he's like, oh, well, I'm not going to enjoy these things unless somebody else. That's because you want to show it off to somebody else. So you want somebody to, oh, bring somebody from the hood. Yeah, you want somebody from the hood to be like, look at me. I'm driving this fancy car. Pat me on the back. Don't I feel special? Why don't you just go sit down with somebody from the hood and enjoy a good burger and just enjoy their company? Enjoy talking to them for who they are. And it has nothing to do with what you're driving up and down in. And we all question how Mario can afford anything, right? When quite frankly, he does not, like I said, have a pot to pee in. His name is on the matrimonial home. That's his wife's family property. He not got nothing to do with that. He went and borrowed money from poor Miss Brown from Celebrations. Remember when she sued him years ago? And when he borrowed the money, what did he put up as collateral? See, I'm not going to make up nothing on these people, The truth is there. Whether you want to see the truth or not, or whether you want to believe the truth is a completely different story. But folks, just go to offshorealert.com and you can see the lawsuit. right? Where Mario was sued, borrowed $500,000, $500,000 from somebody. If you are truly rich, why do you have to go borrow $500,000 from anybody other than the bank? Let me tell you something that is an interesting observation, right? When you have to borrow money from people and not the bank, you got a financial problem. That means that you are actually poor because you don't have any collateral, you don't have any payment history that you can rely upon to be able to go to CNB and said, hello, favorite bank, can you give me a loan? You need $500,000 and you're good for it? Trust me, these banks will loan you the money. But number one, they need collateral. Number two, you have to have a payment history that demonstrates you're going to pay it back. When you got lawsuits of putting up your family home for collateral and you have to borrow money to purchase your heavy equipment and then you don't pay it back, ain't nobody call a bank is going to touch you. That's why you have to go to other rich people like Miss Brown and try and borrow money from her. This is the truth. Y'all saying, Sandy, I don't know nothing about that, but I'm going to tell you. This is a matter of public record. The lawsuits are there and they're not going anywhere. His own uncle sued him. Yeah. Hold on one second. Hold on now. Let me pull it up for you. Because I don't like to, God forgive me if I tell a lie on anybody, even Mario. I'm not into that situation, none at all. Let me see. The Celebrations one is very much there. Borrowed $500,000. Here it is. Celebrations Limited versus Mario Rankin, March the 13th of 2015. Now, this interview that he's here talking about, he is a construction, what do you say? Construction, what do you say? How did he describe himself? Mega, whatever, some ultra rich person. Yeah. How could that be if just months before this, you had to turn around and borrow money, $500,000 from a local business? What sense does that make? Something not adding up. Like I tell you, the math isn't mathing. All right. Hold on. Let's have a look at the lawsuit because, again, we don't want to provide any inaccurate information on anybody. So let's just have a look. Let's make sure we get our facts straight. 2015 lawsuit. This is what the lawsuit reads, and this is what it says. Give me 1 second here. I'm going to pull it up. All right. So Mario Rankin, these are the details. Statement of claim. It says here that, here we go. The plaintiff, let me make sure y'all can see this, is a company duly incorporated in the Cayman Islands and having its registered office of blah, blah, blah. The defendant, that's Mario now, is a resident of the Cayman Islands. The plaintiff claims a sum of, that's pounds, 578,855.10 balance of principal and interest due to it at the payee as the payee of a promissory note executed from November of 2012. You can imagine going all those years and not paying somebody back their money. The loan was to be paid in monthly installments of $49,797 on or before the 8th of each month, and in any event, to be repaid in full on or before the 8th of November 2013, with interest thereon at the rate of 12% per annum. And the defendant made payments totaling $62,000 and has not made any further payments. Let that sink in. Thank you, John LaRue, construction magnate. So someone who claims that they are independently wealthy, right? And they are, so wealthy that they can borrow all this money from people owing this company. Now, look at the numbers. The numbers don't lie. He agreed to pay back almost $50,000 per month. He made I don't know if it's a single payment, but the only payments, it says payments plural, so he must have made more than one. He made $62,000 and that's it. How on earth are you going to borrow £500,000, over £500,000 from somebody, agree to pay back over 50 per month, £50,000, and then you only pay back in total for years $62,000? The math ain't mathing, right? So then they go back and they calculate the balance plus the interest owed of over $107,000. And then look at what he secures the loan with. Because once again, you don't actually own anything. Because when you go to the bank, you got to have some kind of collateral for them people. You're ultra rich and you want to borrow $500,000 or more, let's talk collateral. If you're purchasing it or borrowing it to purchase a family home, then they can hold the home as collateral. That's why they tell you, go and get a valuation done. He secured it, according to the legal documents here, with a Ferrari. So it says the full assignment of leases on a property. Good morning, caller. You trying to call the program? Yeah, on air. Okay, dear. So he first secured it with a lease that he had at Grand Harbor Development. Ask yourself what happened to that project, how that's disappeared. I don't think he even ran that for a good year. That's another failure of a project. Then he turns around and secures it with a 2010 Ferrari Scagaletta registered to the defendant. And they give the registration number, a promissory note, cash collateral held by the defendant and or his custodians, banks, or agents. It says that he defaulted in the said security and transferred the Ferrari to a third party without notice to the plaintiff and failed to keep the sum of US $500,000 cash on security for the loan. Please, let me break this down for a second. Because not only do we have a person who lives in a fantasy world, who lives in La La Land, who is not honest about who he is. We also have a person, folks, who is dishonest in business, who will hoodwink you out of you trying to help him with a personal loan. I need you to break this, to have this sink in for just a second. Someone comes to you and borrows money. The most important things that they put up as real collateral, a vehicle and a cash security for the loan, they take and make it disappear. What kind of person does that? You know, a lot of people would call that, you know what my aunt would call that kind of person? A thief. That's what that person is. They're a liar and a thief. They have just deceived you into giving them a $500,000 loan. And then the car that they secured it with. And by the way, anybody who secures a car, or my apologies, a loan with a car, got a real cash flow problem. In other words, they are broke. They ain't got no money. This is really, really quite disturbing now. They have no money. Nobody with sense uses a depreciating asset, such as a vehicle, to secure a loan. And that's because you ain't got no money. So you don't go to a traditional bank because you can't. They're not going to touch you. You go to a private organization. The lawsuit is in the name of Celebrations Limited. Somebody said Ms. Brown isn't the owner. I don't care about any of those details. The lawsuit says Celebrations Limited. If she's not a shareholder or a director, that's a family business. I'm not getting into all the details of that. That's neither here nor there. The point that I'm making is someone who cannot get a traditional loan in any way, shape, or form, right, has to get it in alternative means. And then how they get it in alternative means, they are not even honest with that. They take and sell a vehicle. You see, now these people trusted him when they should not have trusted him. They sell a vehicle, this Ferrari. And you also need to hear the story about how he actually acquired the Ferrari. You see, what y'all don't know, can be a very, very dangerous situation. The Ferrari was not even his. Go ask his cousin how he got the Ferrari, because everybody doesn't know that story who's in the know. Huh? So a car that is not even yours, that you transferred because, oh, your cousin thought you were going to take care of it. And you're like, oh, well, let me hold the title, blah, blah, blah. And you hoodwink your own cousin out of the Ferrari, turn around, use that Ferrari for collateral, and then turn around and sell the Ferrari to somebody else. These are not things that you can make up. This is the truth. This is the real Mario. What's his name? Sorry, my apologies. I got the wrong name here. This is the true Mario Rankin, folks. Right? Go and see. You can do asset tracing, Go and see who actually originally owned that Ferrari, and you will see that the Ferrari was actually registered to a Wilton McDonald who happens to be his own cousin. And then hear the story that has been circulating on the streets for a very long time about how Mario got the hoodwinked his own cousin out of the Ferrari. Turns around and uses the Ferrari to obtain a $500,000 loan, right? If it is a collateral for the loan, you are not supposed to, it's security for the loan. You're not supposed to move that asset. You're not supposed to sell it or transfer it to anybody else. And if Celebrations Limited had any sense, what they would have done is they would have taken the title and held on to the title so he couldn't do it. But you see, this is Caymanians being too trusting. Huh? And we trust people all the time that have a track record of being untrustworthy. And he is but another example. Don't be fooled, right? Transferred the vehicle, sold it. The cash defaulted on that too. Okay? Failed to keep the sum of US $500,000 cash as security for the loan. They should have put it in their own bank account for the security. Failed to discharge the indebtedness to the plaintiff for the sum of $578,885.10. This is a lawsuit. You're free to go and read it for yourselves. And yet, within months of this lawsuit being filed, this man could go on a BBC special and tell fragrant lies about building a road and being a construction magnate, and he's so this and he's so that. And he just doesn't stop. Every time you get caught in a lie, you think, okay, is this enough public embarrassment for this man to finally stop lying? No, it's not. Because here's the video now.
In way, shape, or form.
That's crazy.
Right? Because just by you being yourself, just by me being myself right now, you being yourself, us having this conversation, we don't even know it, and we're inspiring other people to be themselves as well.
Yeah, and you know what? When someone watches this flick on your channel, they'll think that we staged this. We don't know each other from Adam. The thing is that we spend...
You know what is so funny? The reason why someone like him, why his mind goes to, oh, they'll think that we staged this, because deep down at his core, he is a stager. He's a pretender. He is a fraudster. Right? So his mind's like, oh my God, people are going to think we staged this. People who watch this guy's channel and knows that he does this kind of thing, no one has ever said, oh wow, nobody's going to believe this. They're not going to believe it, Mario, because we all know, well, some of us don't know, Jermaine don't know, but enough of us know that you are a fraudster, that you're not an honest person. You're not a millionaire. And you notice the cars that he listed. Did anybody pick up on the fact that he actually listed the McLaren? The same McLaren that a couple months ago was in a car accident due to his fourth or fifth, I've lost count now, DUI, and is crashed. So why are you bragging about that car again? It just doesn't make any sense. It's just so bizarre.
That's crazy.
Right? Because just by you being yourself, just by me being myself right now, you being yourself, us having this conversation, we don't even know it, and we're inspiring other people to be themselves as well.
And you know what? When someone watches this flick on your channel, they'll think that we staged this. We don't know each other from Adam. The thing is that we spend our entire lives chasing the one thing we already have, and that's time. We can't put value on it. We can't put anything on it.
Back to the original question, that's what you lost, time?
Time.
And what did you gain ultimately?
I gained the sense of ownership, meaning that that if we understand what we own, then we'll be able to appreciate the things that we don't own. And we'll understand that instead of searching for the things that we don't have, let's just give thanks for what you do have and live the best life you can. Listen, dude, we're right here in Brickell. You got thousands of people in and out of this neighborhood right now, and I guarantee you, there is 0.01% of the people that are on this boulevard right now that own what you see them have right here. Those Lamborghinis are rented. 98%.
I mean, again, the Freudian slips here, right? You don't own what you claim you own. Yes, Mario, you were talking about yourself, my friend. I mean, his words can be more true and more prophetic, but they should be directed at himself. He's talking about his own reality, but listen carefully to how he's projecting it on other people. Well, the majority of people here don't own. Yes, Mario, that's you. You don't own what you claim to own, right? You don't have, you're no construction magnate. You don't have no house
right now that own what you see them have right here. Those Lamborghinis are rented. 98% of these cars are leased.
Yours rented too.
And there's nothing wrong with that. But if you follow every mother here home tonight, you'll be shocked on where they go.
Yeah.
Real talk, my boy.
Yo,
anyway, it's a pleasure.
Amazing meeting you, brother.
Yeah, man.
Yep. And we're going to be shocked at where you're going to, Mario. You're absolutely right. You're going to be shocked at where they go. We're shocked at where you go. We're shocked that your wife has put up with you for all these years and still allows you to come into the matrimonial home. Huh. What a mess. Let's read some of your thoughts and comments on this. Lizette says, what kind of people follow him? Well, this to me is what is most surprising is how easy it is to fool people. And every single time I see Mario in another one of his, lies and situation, people are like, oh yeah, Mario, this and that. Oh, Sandy's jealous of him, this and that. It occurs to me that people are so easy to fool. Like, it's so sad. And maybe we're just trusting people by nature. And so I don't know, there's such a history of dishonesty with this guy and fraudulent behavior and defaulting on loans that anybody who believes this is just someone who has their head stuck in the proverbial sand. Gareth looks a little bit shocked. Oh my God. Gabby says you got to fake it till you make it, they say. Well, I guess that's one way of looking at it. Dion says, this is on him though, make him feel good about himself. But is it really on him when, again, young people and others are, commenting about what a Caymanian success story this is? If this is the example of a Caymanian success story, someone who has to lie their way through life, we got a real problem, Caymanians. Our success story is dismal at best if this is it. There are lots of examples, folks, of the Caymanian success story. But unfortunately, it's not people who go around lying and pretending to be something that they're not. What a mess. Gabby says, I thought the documentary had some good points with the thousands of registered companies in the island. 2 or 3 must be shady. Just my thought. Well, this isn't about the documentary having a good point or not. It was a very interesting documentary outside of that. We just showed you a small snippet, Gabby, of the documentary with someone who has lied. And that documentary is now out there for the world to see, right? And for potentially perpetuity for people to sit down and believe that this is part of the Cayman story when it actually isn't. Yes, there are people who grew up poor and who have become a success story. Go talk to Don Seymour. But again, he's not a man that's going to ever talk to you about his success in life. Nobody knows how many cars he has. He's the first Caymanian company, has the first Caymanian company to get to what is called Black Unicorn status. That's $1 billion valued company, right? Go look it up. We did this article back in, is it Black Unicorn? I think it's Black Unicorn. We did this story back in, I want to say a couple of years ago, was when this happened. DMS governance transforms into $1 billion unicorn company. That is a Caymanian success story, right? That is a man who grew up poor and has built a company and has sustained the company for years and years and years. Where is Mario's company? The licenses that he has, even in his name, he just jumped up right before his talk show and registered those talking about he's a consultant. Consultant for who? You can't even keep Grand Harbor lease in that situation going for a year. You never ran that successfully. What businesses have this man had that have even had longevity, even if it's not a success, if you can just hold on and hold in there? None of that has happened. Don't be hoodwinked by people who spend their entire lives pretending to be something they are not. Siobhan says, richest man on the island, what a joke. Well, it says that he was one of the richest. Nowhere near. We have a lot of rich people here, even imported people. We've got Frank Shillings. You know, Frank he's Dart, you know, and most people can't touch Dart money. But even if we're not talking about Dart money, we're still talking about, you know, people who have real liquidity. They have assets. They have successful businesses. How can you be a millionaire and how can you brag about what you have when in truth, most of that you don't even have? You probably are leasing it. Aliana says we need to humble ourselves. No Caymanian should consent to boasting mediocrity and enslavement to a system that benefits the mere few. Well, you know what, Aliano, everybody's different. And I'm not going to say I'm not a person who, you know, likes nice things. I am not here to deceive anybody and to lie. I work extremely hard. So if I want to get up tomorrow and go buy something for myself, you know, just for the fun of it, I do that. Sometimes I splurge on myself. Sometimes I splurge on, you know, my family, the ones that matter to me. And it is what it is. But I'm also mindful that there has to be balance in life. And so, you know, as much as I might have I'm going to go have a nice little steak dinner every once in a while, I also give back to my community. I don't just sit on a platform and talk. I give back in meaningful ways. And I don't want to brag about that. But there's a lot of ways in which you can help people and ways in which you can give back. And what I find particularly interesting is someone who claims to be this construction magnate has never built a house for a poor person, has never volunteered to go into the same areas in Windsor Park that he grew up and said, you know what, you're an elderly woman. Let me come and help you fix up your house. Let me mow the lawn for you. Let me paint your house. Let me give you a food voucher. Let me give you a food card. Nothing. He doesn't help anybody. Well, number one, he don't really have it. So let me be very honest, right? And number two, he doesn't have the mentality to want to help anyone. It's all about this boastful attitude. Do something more meaningful about your life. John LaRue says negative press is still press. You're giving him what he wants. Well, give it to him. But John LaRue, what's important for me is that people are aware of the truth. Now, once you know the truth, you can do anything you want with it. You can discard it. You can say Sandy is jealous. Go ahead, say it. Sandy is jealous of Mario. You can put whatever on it, but the truth is now out there and you have it. Whether you choose to believe it, whether you choose to embrace the truth or not, is completely on you. This man needed to start a talk show, right? His word of mouth. And he had to go to the same man now that he's cussing every minute he's on air. He had to go to Wayne Panton and beg Wayne Panton for a startup fund of $5,000. Explain to me, folks, how you gonna have all these vehicles that you claim you own, and you don't even have $5,000 cash to start up, to buy your little equipment. I don't know what he needed it for, but you don't have that kind of money to start your word of mouth podcast. You have to go beg Wayne Panton. And poor old Wayne, like the fool that he sometimes is, kind-hearted fool, they give him the money. And then all he does is turn around and lambast you with that platform. The irony is certainly not lost on me. $5,000, not no pile of money if you claim you're a millionaire. So Phineas says he wants the light. Well, we're giving it to him today. $5,000. That was just a couple years ago when he started word of mouth. You didn't have $5,000, but you're bragging about 5 or 6 cars that cost, each car is hundreds of thousands of dollars, and you claim that you own all these cars, but you not got $5,000 in the bank, honey child. The math is not mathing. It don't make no sense. As Aunt Lottie used to say, Sandy, Pick sense from nonsense. And none of it don't make no sense with this man. Amari says, so this person's claiming to be super rich and then bashing the rich. I'm confused. Yeah, because it sounds good. You see, part of the pretense with him is he wants, again, to be a people pleaser, I guess. And he's always going to tell you what he thinks he wants you to hear and what sounds good. So it sounds good to want to beat up on rich people. I don't beat up on rich people. Listen, if they were born into it, if they earned it by working hard or whatever, I ain't got no problem with how much money you got. I want you to help people, though. I think it's an unfortunate situation if you could be so wealthy and do nothing for the communities that you live in. That to me is selfish. That's self-centered. But I'm not going to knock anybody for being rich. Every person, let's be honest, out there, I would say probably 95% of the people strive for some degree of financial success in life where they don't have to be struggling to try and pay your utility bills every month. Right? They hungry. Sorry. And having to beg for food cards or whatever. Nobody, no sensible person wants to be in that position. Who wouldn't want to be wealthy? Siobhan says, when you believe your own lies and you will think it's truth and start spreading it around. Rough Seas says he didn't build any roads in Cayman, but I think he had access to the big heavy equipment to build it. Oh, Lord Jesus. But Rough Seas, when you say you built a road, what's the impression that you're giving people? People think you built the road. He wasn't all that instrumental in his heavy equipment. You think this man has the most heavy equipment in Cayman? The biggest heavy equipment company? He just was, good enough to secure a contract with the DART organization, the same organization that he wants to be lambasting all the time and cussing poor Jackie Dork and all them people over there about this, that, and the next thing, Dork. I think I keep mispronouncing her name. She's not a dork, but it's Dork, I think is how it's pronounced. But he's always cussing these people and carrying on. But he wouldn't have anything at all, to be honest. I don't know if he got a couple $1 million. I don't know what he secured, but he would have way less if he didn't even get that contract. And they trusted him to put him in charge of this conglomerate with these other truckers. He didn't do it by himself. Seriously? Listen, the things that people know about him, and he's the kind of person, right, that will get on his platform and talk about an individual, and then behind closed doors, he is then messaging those same people that he claims he hates so much, and they don't mean Cayman no good, and they're ultra rich, and they're this and they're that. He turns around and then goes and tries to meet up with them behind the scenes while he's on his talk show talking down about him. He can try and go and meet them up at the Ritz and kiss their royal behinds. That's the kind of person that he is. That is beyond deceptive. He has somehow hoodwinked you all into believing that he is the cat's meow and he is the truth teller. No true teller would ever in a million years sit down and cuss the people that he cusses and then be messaging them about, can we sit down and work it out? Can we go and have dinner at their expense, of course? Can we talk about it? No. You have made it clear that you don't like these people, that you hate them, you got beef with them. Well, that's what you want the public perception to be. Because once again, you think the public wants to hear, well, I can't stand Dart, or I hate Dart, and anybody connected to him. I don't know the man Dart from the man in the moon. I can't hate somebody that I don't even know. I'm not in the man's business. I don't hate people who work for the DART organization. That don't make no sense. And I would never get on a public platform and claim to feel that way about people and then behind the scenes kissing their behind 24/7. You see, that's the fraudulent nature of his personality. That is a problem. And the problem is we tend to elect people just like him. right? They're going to get up and say one thing with their words and tell you what you want to hear. Oh, they're against developers. They're against big business. They're against this. Oh, I'm here for the poor people. I'm here for Caymanians. We gonna make sure that you can, get money off of your get concessions, stamp duty concessions on a second home. I'm here for you Caymanians. And when they get in there as finance minister, they don't do nothing for the people of the Cayman Islands. And y'all are hoodwinked by sweet talking people. I'm encouraging you to stop being hoodwinked by people who talk nothing but hot air. It don't make no sense. Stop believing the madness. Marshall says he needs therapy. Well, I think that might help. Right? We elect sweet talkers. We don't elect people who have a track record of actually performing and accomplishing anything and doing anything. And you know what perturbs me? I get up every single day and I go to work hard. My poor shin, I don't know if I hit something on my shin, but I must have hit it because it's bruised. I'm like feeling it with the other leg, right? I get up every day and I work hard. And you know what I'm saying? I don't think there's nothing wrong with hard work. And then I see people who just pretend and they lie to people and they it really does grieve me. There's a lot of Caymanians out there who are making the necessary sacrifices and good, honest people. And then people who are not want you to believe in this fantasy that they're trying to create. Siobhan says there are too many people running around with a mask on and pretending to be something they aren't and got people fooled and spreading lies because they believe their own lies and they're hoping other people will buy the facade. I couldn't say it any better than that, Siobhan. Gabby says living a double life. Mafa probably. Is that Mafa or Mafia? Al Ebank says, I have plenty in my head and I'm happy living on Shedden Road. Nothing wrong with that. Yasmin, I'm not sure I understand. My God, real mashup. Well, come on, Mario, get yourself fixed. Oh, I got it. It's just sad. I mean, part of me feels sorry for him, but part of me recognizes that he's not actually helping himself, that he does not want to do better. Someone says, oh my gosh, I remember that video. That was the BBC interview. And they said, stop lying. Nobody loves Mario. No, somebody loves him. His wife loves him because he is putting that woman through so much and she's still sticking by him. Now, if that's not love, I don't know what it is, but it's something. Siobhan says, if you ain't going to pay it back, don't take it. It's called dishonesty. Leroy says he's gone live. Well, we know what he's going to say. Oh, Sandy's in love with me. She's obsessed with me, blah, blah, blah. No, Mario, I'm actually obsessed with the truth. And I wish you would try it. I wish you'd tell it the truth. I remember, does anybody have the clip from that one time when I tried to call in when Mario was telling lies yet again over in another talk show? That was the one that was being hosted by Ruth Anna. And I tried to call in then and he refused. Hey, no, I'm not talking to her. I'm not talking to her. Like it was a live moment that was captured. I'm sure we can pull the video. And it demonstrates like when someone is going to meet you toe to toe with facts, right? To dispel your lies. You can't even talk to that person. Anybody can call me on this show right now, including Mario Rankin, and challenge me on facts. I will take your call. Why wouldn't you even want to talk to someone? I'm not going to talk to her. I'm going to come off if she comes on. No, the only reason you can't do that is because I'm going to beat you over the head with facts. I'm going to beat you over the head with the truth. Stop lying, boy. What is wrong with you? Yeah? It's just unbelievable. Jermaine, good morning. He says Mario has made his bed and now he has to deal with it. But again, the message within the video should not have been taken as though anyone was making Mario out to be a hero or someone to follow. Many celebrities and key figures have taken their own lives thinking that wealth would bring them happiness. It doesn't. This is a very small community and nothing goes unnoticed. Absolutely nothing. Well, then Jermaine, the only question I have for you, I'll be honest, I didn't read your long because you can type, honey child. One thing you got a lot to say. I did not read the whole thing. So let me be very fair to you, but I saw you making the comment that this was someone to look up to, that this was the Caymanian success story. And my question to you is, what makes Mario the Caymanian success story? There's a lot of people that I would say fall into that category, but it ain't him. So that's the only question I have. Inspiring, is this the Dunning-Kruger syndrome that you're speaking of? Propose a psychological theory of lying, which suggests that people lie to themselves, their self-esteem, and to maintain a positive image of themselves in the eyes of others. And this really boils down to the fact that, we're all human beings, I suppose, and we all want people to accept and like us. Some of us don't really care. Somebody says he's live now and he's got 28 people watching him. Poor thing. Yes, we're human beings. Humans are social creatures, and we like people to, I guess, accept us. I mean, I don't know. I grew up where social acceptance, of course, it wasn't social media then, so it was very, very different. But I grew up knowing that I kind of moved to a different drum beat, and that was okay with me. Yes, I was bullied in school, and people had the most to say, and you know what? It made me tough. Yeah. You call me a name, you might get 3 responses out of me. I'm going to ignore you if it's a good day. I'm going to cuss you out if it's not so good of a day. And if you really, depending on what you say, you might get a punch in the face. Those are going to be the 3 responses. Probably 99% of the time, I'm just going to ignore you. The other 1%, 0.75%, I'm going to, I guess 1%, because I've never put my hands on anybody. I'm going to just cuss you out and keep it moving. If you touched me, now that'd be different because I'm going to punch you if you touch me. But I'm not that bothered about what people think. You know what is so funny? Recently, I was talking to a certain politician. Y'all know the day that I did that live on Instagram. And yes, I went off and I shed a few tears about how ungrateful people can be and how y'all are just so negative all the time. And I was like, I was just really upset about the whole situation with the baby. It was really about the baby, why I was upset. And I said some stuff and, used some profanity. Someone in politics came to me and said, oh, Sandy, these politicians, they're like, oh, Sandy, oh yeah, look at her. Oh, oh yeah, we can't believe this. And I said, I said to the person who was saying it to me, I'm not gonna tell y'all who it was. I looked at them and I said, you do know that I don't care, right? I said, thanks for sharing. But just for the record, I want to make it abundantly clear that I do not care what they think. You want me to put value on what this group, and I mean both the opposition and the people in power, the government, what they have to say about me having a moment which was very, very raw and honest, something that they should all try being a little bit more honest. Oh, look at her. She lost it. Y'all lucky that I don't lose it more often. Because the foolishness that you're doing to the people in this country, right? Y'all lucky that we all not losing it and going, you know what, and you're behind every single day. We have a right to lose it. And then I looked at this person and I said, listen, I don't pretend to be something that I'm not. I am human. I'm foul-mouthed. I am flawed, right? Sometimes I have a temper. I'm not perfect. So what? I'm human. Yeah? And I don't care what people think, especially these so-called politicians. Who are they to try and make anybody feel away? Look at their own track record. Some are a bunch of child molesters, women beaters, wife cheaters, wife beaters. Yeah? Who are they? And so I tell that politician, I said, sir, with all due respect, I'm here to do a job. I was working. I said, let me do my job. But please remember, I don't care what they think. They're not nobody. Yeah? They have been no example to the people in this country. So if they want to think a particular way about me, they want to criticize, that's perfectly fine. Make them go right ahead. Because I can assure you, if I were to go and pick apart their closet full of God knows what, it wouldn't be pretty. Huh? That's why I tell them sometimes they should keep their mouths shut. They're not honest. They purposely help people. They not help people. They take from people. They take from the poor. They rape and pillage this country. I said, tell them, I said, must shush them out. Because they're not nobody of any standing to talk about anybody else. Especially when I'm just being honest. Yeah, I'm not hoodwinking nobody in business transactions. I'm not out there stealing from nobody. I'm not lying on nobody. Honey child, Miss Dean. Good morning. Johan is so funny. He says your shin hurts due to the obia from all the people you put on blast for fun, burning them candles for you. Lord have mercy. No, it's called I was working, doing manual labor, and I was moving one ladder, and I'm just realizing now that the ladder had hit my little shin because it was so long on the little cart. Anyway, what a mess. People don't like to be challenged, says Lighting Ice Queen, because they know the lies will be exposed and they don't want that, so they avoid it. Johan says, don't forget your loco. Okay, let's add that to the list of all of Sandy's character flaws. I'm crazy. Yep, go on through. It is what it is. There is something really refreshing and free about just being who you are. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can't imagine every morning having to get up and pretend. Oh, I'm going to pretend like, oh God, it's too much work. I can't even do it. Let's move on, folks. Just be careful the foolishness that you buy into and what you believe. You know, there were even people who jumped on the whole COVID bandwagon who themselves secretly went overseas and got vaccinated. I'm like, y'all are such a bunch of fraudsters. I can't deal with it. Siobhan says, when you believe your own lies and will think it's truth and start spreading it around. What a hot mess. Listen, yesterday in court, a jury found Johan loving those brownies. You notice how much he likes to talk about my brownies, lying about they dry up. Let's talk about yesterday in court. The manslaughter conviction came back with these young men. This is such an unfortunate situation. You know, retired prison officer, Mr. Elliott, was gunned down. Mr. Harry Elliott, not a nicer man could you find. Respect to the legacy that he has left behind. They were found guilty of manslaughter, a 22-year-old and a 25-year-old. Now they'll be sentenced in January. They'll probably get, 20, 25, 30 years. Their lives have basically been thrown down the proverbial toilet, right? Flushed down the toilet. This is so senseless. I don't think that the prosecution could ever prove murder because murder requires a certain degree of premeditation and planning. But as with most of these major offenses, what happens is the judge will instruct the jury, listen, the charge is murder, but in the alternative, if you feel that the prosecution has not proven murder, you have the choice to then come in with the lesser offense of manslaughter. Manslaughter in Cayman is still going to get you a pretty good time, right? So, they could not prove that there was ever any intent for these guys to go in there and kill this man. They were just going in there with a robbery, and this was a robbery that then turned out to be botched. And it's unfortunate. Just went bad. I don't know. Maybe they'll get 15 years, 20. I don't know what they'll get. We'll have to wait and see. There'll be a number of factors that the judge will look at, including previous convictions and the like. What a sad situation. You took an innocent man's life, and now you've thrown thrown away a good portion of your own lives where you will spend incarcerated at the bequests of the people of the Cayman Islands, where we have to feed you and clothe you and everything else. I keep telling young people sometimes our actions have unintended consequences. And this is where you have got to be extremely careful because, you know, whether you intended to kill this man or not, the end result is you have killed him. And that is a most unfortunate situation. His family has been, changed forever because of the loss of their loved one. So sad. Wow. Let's read some of your WhatsApp comments. Good morning. Let me see. Let me see here. Good morning, Jason. This person says he doesn't even go to the hood anymore. Talking about Mario. This person says, Don Seymour has class. I grew up with him. Humble, smart as a whip, and hardworking. Miss Eloise and Mr. Clarrington, rest in peace, sir, raised a fine young man. John, when he sees a new camera. Mario, when he sees a news camera. There are no expletives in this, so it's safe to play on air. Oh, okay. Let me see now. Hold on a second. Let me see what this person has shared with me. One second. Let me just download it. What a mess, honey. Chill. What a mess. This is what, Instagram? Okay. Let me just download it. So this says John and Mario. When Mario sees a camera and when John sees a news camera. Okay, kaboom. That's why we don't see somebody back on the show. He a sellout. What? Oh, we got to talk about that situation. Someone says yes, and he's bragging about all this stuff and cursing instead of being diplomatic. Again, representing the Cayman Islands. What mess. All right. Thank you, sir. Let me see if I can pull up this video. Morning, Jason. Morning. Did I tell you guys that while we were in Santorini, apparently they're like, they used to use donkeys to carry goods and stuff. And they're very good at going up and down steps. So there was a whole thing with, these amazing little donkeys, how much work they can do. And so I got Gianna, my daughter, a little stuffed donkey. And I told her about the little story of why donkeys are important in Santorini, because at one point they were the major mode of transportation. So she decided to take her little donkey to show and tell for the week and tell them about this little Santorini donkey. Oh my goodness. Here we go. What is this? My donkey has something urgent to say. What on earth? Oh my gosh, he's so cute though. They say that's what Mario is like when he sees a camera. Lord have mercy. Irvin says those poor little donkeys up and down those stairs. I know. I refuse to go. They're like, oh, you can go and ride them. I'm like, I'm not riding that poor donkey, stressing him out in my excess weight and then expecting him to go up and down steps. Poor little ting. No, I just want to, can I just feed him? You know me, I'm going to feed you. I'll be like, let's just feed the donkey. Don't ride the donkey. What a hot mess. Caymanians, pay attention, please. Where's my megaphone? Hold on. I need my megaphone here. Calling all Caymanians on aisle 55 down in Walmart. Come to the front of the classroom, please. I want y'all to pay attention right now. The Ministry of Education, big shout out to them, have offered a local TVET grant of $15,000. Did y'all hear me back in the classroom there? Leroy, you're back there. 15 grand you can get from the Cayman Islands government. Yes, via the Ministry of Tourism. Step right up to the front of the classroom. This is fantastic. I do not want to hear Caymanians complaining about nobody not supporting them and the government not got no training and the government meow. All I hear is meow, 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 and more meow, meow. I need some action. Oh, shoot. I got to cancel my appointment at Health City tomorrow. Oh, my gosh. Totally forgot. Hold on. What's the young lady's name again? Oh, my God. Postpone. I'm working tomorrow. Oh, I forgot to message them. So, yes. So listen to me, folks. This is a wonderful opportunity for you to get additional training. You just need to find the course, I suspect. Sign up for it. $15,000 is a good grant amount per year. So, you know, if it's a little 2-year program, it says here that the ministry has introduced this local TVET grant in a groundbreaking initiative designed to equip Caymanians with TVET skills. So it covers tuition, course materials, and required equipment for eligible courses lasting 18 months or less, offered by registered local private institutions. The grant represents our government's unwavering commitment to invest in TVET programs that increases awareness of their significance. Caymanians, you want educational opportunities? You want to take that plumbing course, that electrical course, that, what's the other one called? What's the air conditioning qualification called? Whatever. All these courses, please go and check out this opportunity. Contact the Ministry of Education's website or email the Scholarship Secretariat Unit. All right. Thank you to the ministry for making this available. I mean, they haven't said how much money they've dedicated to it or how many, but sign up and sign up early. You have no excuses not to pursue your education. Yeah? That's the most important. I can't stress how important education is, folks. I mean, honest to God, I'm telling y'all, that is the most important thing you can do for yourself. Widen your horizons. Go out there and learn a thing or two. All right. All right. Okay. Anybody else got anything to say on this lovely? It look like the sun trying to come out, honey child. We can have a good weekend after all. Damien says, so why not offer this in schools as a reward for graduating with high passes and also offer the course? I'm confused. What do you mean a reward? That is the reward. The reward is if you graduate high passes, you'll get scholarship opportunities and get into good programs. I'm not, Damien, I'm not sure I'm following the what you've just said. Why not offer this in schools? Offer what in schools? Like in high school? Well, they have other TVET opportunities. This is someone who wants to do something that is like, this is a gap that they're trying to fill. I mean, kids can go to UCCI for free. I think y'all are just expecting the world to be handed to you on a platter and you do nothing for it. Like, I don't understand. There are opportunities there already. They're teaching TVET. Y'all didn't pay attention when I went to John Gray? They've got this amazing mechanic section. These kids are working on engines and all kind of stuff. They've got computer and IT courses. There are programs already at that level. This is seeking to address a slightly different, Damien, the government doing something positive for TVET, offering people a $15,000 grant. Why do we have to look into that and see something negative? Y'all need to do better. Too many complaints. What a mess. All right. The opportunity is there. This person says, Kim, send me the info, please, for the TVET. Yes. Hold on. Let me share the article. Take advantage of it. Stop looking for a reason to not have your own success story. You know, there's so many opportunities in Cayman that even in big countries like the United States of America, those opportunities do not exist. And I wish that they existed. But one of the things I find here, going back to when I was cussing y'all out, y'all can be very ungrateful. Stop being ungrateful and just take up the opportunities that are available to you. How hard can it be? Seriously. Lord have mercy. Now you know why some of these expat companies don't want to hire y'all, because they're sick and tired of the negativity. They're like, oh, this person is just going to come in here and do nothing but complain. Nobody don't want that. Come in and be a team player. Be part of the solution. Share the link. Share the good news that you can now get this grant. Miss Lucille Forbes says, Sandy, good morning. That donkey you see running up and down there brings back memories of someone I know. Bye, Sandy. I love you. Let's pray. But isn't he cute? Let's play him. Let's play him again. Look at him. He's coming galloping. Oh, yeah, he's galloping fast, boy. Aww. That donkey just looks like he needs a hug, honey child. What a mess. All right, good people. Let me just see what else. We got about 9 minutes left in the program. Let me see what else is going on. The phone lines are open, 936-2626. By all means, give us a jingle. What do you guys got on for the weekend? I'm going to be working this weekend. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't anticipate having any free time for the weekend. I think I'm going to go out tonight for a little bit. There's a friend who's having a birthday dinner, so I'm going to try to socialize a little bit, maybe for an hour or two, and stop by and say hello to them. And then, yeah. And then I'm going to dinner. Good morning, caller. How you doing, honey child? Oh, yes. Are you at the location? Okay, somebody's there. Not a problem. Thank you, too. Bye-bye. Big shout out to all the amazing Caymanian companies calling you to say we're on our way, ma'am. We're coming on through. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Yep, somebody's waiting on you, honey child. Don't worry. All right. Let me see what else we got going on around here. Oh, yeah. Okay. So, yes, I'm busy. I really have been... I'm not telling y'all too much about my new project, but let's just say that it's keeping me very, very busy. But I'm loving it, and I love to be busy. I actually enjoy what I do. I enjoy new projects. I enjoy work, and so I am in my element, and I'm just focused on providing excellent customer service. It just makes me feel good when I can deliver things and showcase, especially the amazing things that we have available here in the Cayman Islands. And so, you know, I'm here for the project. I can tell you all the truth. I'm all about it. And so for the next bit, I'm really going to be inundated and a bit submerged in this. Wait a minute. I'm going to be submerged in this project for quite a minute. So if y'all see me in the grocery stores and I'm not paying attention and I don't say hello, just go out of your way to say hi, Sandy, because I'm really working hard, and I might have missed even seeing you because my brain, I might be looking right at you and the brain is like focused on something somewhere else and focused on my to-do list, which is like massive. And you know, it is what it is. So, yeah, it's just, I'm in project mode. I don't know about the rest of you, but boy, when I get in project mode, I am a serious person, honey chill. I ain't got no time to be living in la la land and pretending it's all about, okay, let's just get it done. Boom, 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 boom. Y'all should have seen me yesterday, boy. I was moving at the speed of light. 6, 5, 3, 2.57. Yes, honey child. Moving at the speed of light and doing what I got to do. Don't you feel good when you get stuff done? Anybody else loves a good project and loves to get stuff done? Well, I know. Makes me feel good when I can say, "Oh, look at that. Look at God working overtime." And I just accomplished that with his good guidance. And it's all good. So some of my friends, you know, I love to socialize with my friends too. They're going to be like, "Oh, Miss Sandy, we're not seeing her in a minute. She's so busy now. She not got time for us. Please, I'm going to ask your indulgence for a little bit of time until we can, you know, get into a little bit of a routine, because, you know, it takes a minute. So I'm going to get there where I'll have time to re-socialize with y'all, and then we can be going out for lunch and everything like how we used to. But until then, just bear with me, honey child, because it's important for more reasons than one that I get some stuff done with the new project. But you know what? True friends understand. True friends don't get upset with you when you're not able to spend time with them because you're actually focused on something meaningful and something positive. Like, they totally get it. They're not going to be pressuring you. "Oh, but Sandy, you don't want to go out with me. We can't have lunch." They understand. They get it. And they also get that, you know what? This is a, you know, everything is temporary up to a point. And so, you know, things will settle back down, and then we will have more than ample opportunity to socialize and to hang out and have lunch. But you know what? Me sitting down having lunch doesn't normally pay the bills. You gotta get to work. So everybody understands that these are, especially business owners, that these are the necessary sacrifices that you have got to make on occasion. Okay. Yes, 2 bottles, please. See, that's another email. That's another thing I can check off my list. Miss Charlene, see attached. Yes, sir. Look at that. Yes. All right, honey child. Just like that. Boom. Just did 2 things already off of my today's list. All right. Let me look and see. What is Johan doing? Is he eating brownies? What are you doing? Good morning, Scott. Karen, good morning. Magdalene says lots of opportunities. Public Works has a program. Inspire Cayman has programs. Superior Auto has programs working in conjunction with government. A levels, UCCI, University overseas, so much. Both of my children took advantage, and both college graduates. I wish these free college ed was afforded to me years ago. I was working hard. You know, girl, exactly. I remember when I was in university, there wasn't no such thing as freeness in the United States of America, honey child. You could get scholarships, but as an international student, I wasn't on the eligibility list. I did get one that was merit-based for an essay I did for a law firm, but you know, it was hard working full-time and going to university. I would have loved for somebody to have been paying for my tuition. Scott, good morning. Scott says, because the Ministry of Education trends negative, look at the test scores. Oh, Lord, I know. Look at the graduation rates. Why can't they read and write? Well, that's something else that's going on in the public school system. That's a whole other question. It's not the opportunities are not there. But to be fair, we have a lot of young people, Scott, who excel right there in that public school system as well and do amazingly well. Folks, it's Friday, or radio listeners. We're going to bid adieu to you. Nellie says how to get tickets for the Christmas party. Oh, Christmas. What is it? Christmas program at Prospect Playhouse. I'll see if I can find out. Oh, geez, peace. Haley, we got to talk about that next week, honey child. I did not know anything about this, and I'm very, very disappointed. Let's put that on Monday's agenda, shall we? Pirates Week has gone to the dogs. I am not going out there. I'm sorry. I can't support the foolishness. Rough Seas says it looks like you're opening up some kind of a bake shop. I wish. I don't think my baking skills are that good. I'm an amateur. I can do good brownies and a few cakes here and there, but I ain't got it to do a bake shop. All right, folks, please have an enjoyable weekend. Be good, or at least be good at it. And we'll see you guys on Monday. Be safe this weekend.
Thank you for tuning in to another episode of The Cold Hard Truth on Bobo 89.1 FM. Cayman's #1 talk show is live weekdays from 7:30 a.m. Never miss an episode again. Watch anytime on CMR's Facebook and YouTube channels for the latest show episodes. Don't forget to follow us online on our social media channels. And visit CaymanMarlRoad.com for all the latest news and community happenings.